Capitol Hill, Lisa Brady, Fox News. It's a move aimed at progress and bipartisan talks on border security.
There was concern about losing momentum in the talks had senators gone home for the holidays. That's why Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is back in the Senate today. There is a rush to secure a deal.
Fox's Chad Pergram on the Hill. Republicans want immigration policy changes as part of any deal on billions in aid requested by the president for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan.
There's growing concern among liberals that the plan could prompt the immediate expulsion of migrants without asylum proceedings. It's unclear what policies the administration could implement to remove those here illegally or even discourage people from coming.
Some Republicans proposing a limit on the number of illegal entries, a set number that would trigger expedited removals for anyone not crossing at legal ports of entry. The world's largest shipping company, Maersk, is suspending its route through a strait between the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden until further notice because of attacks in the region by Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. A ballistic missile slamming into a cargo ship earlier today following an attack that hit another vessel. A German-based company is pausing its container ship traffic through the Red Sea until Monday. U.S. warships have taken down some Houthi drones in recent weeks that have come to the aid of damaged ships. A new report on the response to a mass shooting in Maine.
An independent review of the actions by the Saginaw County, Maine Sheriff's Office says deputies responded reasonably under the circumstances at the time. On October 25th, Robert Card shot and killed 18 people and hurt more than a dozen others at a bowling alley and restaurant in Lewiston before being found dead 2 days later.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, the report outlining previous concerns about Card's mental health and access to guns and law enforcement contact with his family and Army Reserve unit. America is listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Oh, what a nice afternoon around town. Partly sunny skies, above average temperatures. 58 should do it for the high. Tonight, clouds move in very quickly. Some showers arriving towards morning. I think the evening's going to be dry. 39. Saturday, clouds with periods of light rain around any time on Saturday, 48. That rain comes to an end fairly quickly Saturday evening. And Sunday, partly sunny and 52. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Tired of constantly caring for a home exterior that doesn't look as good as it should? You deserve beautiful, low-maintenance James Hardie fiber cement siding. James Hardie gives you gorgeous colors, stands up to Missouri's harsh weather, and lasts decades. At Lakeside Renovation and Design, we're experts in installing America's #1 siding. And our lifetime workmanship warranty gives you peace of mind. Get a lovely, lasting home exterior with Lakeside Renovation and Design. Request a free consultation at 636-978-5000. That's 636-978-5000. And love your home all over again.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-384-7878. That's 800-384-7878. 800-384-7878.
This holiday season, give them a STIHL. Save $20 on the BGA 57 battery-powered blower. Go to STIHLUSA.com/gift guide. Now $179.99 was $199.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
If you're trying to sell your home, there's only one group of agents in town I trust. Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. My friends Mark and Neil have the best system, options, and strategies to connect you to the best qualified buyers, getting your home sold fast and for top dollar. Check out thegelmanteam.com.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Oh, happy Friday. Such a wonderful day to celebrate just because of the fact that it is Friday. Right at the beginning of the show here, we've just now added streaming live on Instagram, and just to kind of set how this show is going to go, we did this right before the show began, and as I was going in to say hi to, I think it says Real Black Betty, has said hello on Instagram, I typed hi, but when I typed hi on the Instagram live, it wrote it all backwards. So it says exclamation point I, capital H. That's how the show is going to go today.
What? Wow. Okay, so we're going to start with X's and O's.
Yeah. All right, take it.
All right, here we go. That's right. That's correct.
Get Todd in here and let's go. Yeah, we're giving it a shot for the first time, and we'll see how it goes. You can follow us on Instagram at the Annie Frey Show. Now, let's get to the news of the day. I am watching the reaction to Hunter Biden and what his amazingly bold and brazen statement was in front of the Capitol Hill. And the more that I watch it and think about it, I'm laughing at how ridiculous this whole process is unfolding. How dead to rights they look like they have him on these new California indictments, Hunter Biden specifically, and then shifting over to what the politicos on Capitol Hill want to do and investigate and uncover on the East Coast. He knows he's in big trouble. And when we watch him try to evade the attention that he is necessarily going to get, not just in the public court of opinion, but in an actual court, watching Hunter try to sidestep the responsibility with comments like these.
For 6 years, MAGA Republicans, including members of the House committees who are in a closed-door session right now, have impugned my character, invaded my privacy, attacked my wife, my children, my family, and my friends. They have ridiculed my struggle with addiction. They've belittled my recovery, and they have tried to dehumanize me, all to embarrass and damage my father, who has devoted his entire public life to service.
That deep sigh, America feels that deep sigh. Who has devoted his entire life to service? I know. Can you believe it? I'm having a hard time myself. All right. I got 4 kids, right? I talk about my kids quite often. My second youngest is 7. She's grown out of this a little bit. But there's a time when you're raising children and they're close in age, and it's around that 4-year-old age, kids are starting to get a little more autonomy, getting a little more creative. And what they're doing, when they're playing away from parents, because you're not just sitting there staring at them like you don't fall down the stairs. That's where you are when you have a baby. As soon as the baby becomes mobile, the whole parenting job is to keep them from trying to fall downstairs or off ledges. They get a little bit older and they get a little bit more independent and they're off on their own, maybe playing with a sibling or a cousin or a friend. And then as a parent, you have this moment where one of the kids comes running to you and they're crying, they're upset, and they need your attention. They're begging for your attention. And so you stop what you're doing and you pivot to them. You give them their attention. And they say, Mommy, Tommy was going to come tell on me because I hit him. And you go, did you hit Tommy? And they're like, yeah, but he was going to tell on me. The kid doesn't get it. The kid doesn't understand in that moment, A, you're guilty of that very thing that you are accusing the other person, but clearly what you're trying to do is spread out a little bit of the blame, a little bit of the consequence, a little bit of what's going to happen next here. The kid doesn't understand that the distraction, this thing that they've concocted in the 15 seconds it took them from the moment Tommy said, I'm going to tell on you for hitting me. They run to you and they're going to get to you first, and they're going to make sure that the first thing you hear is them pointing to somebody else saying, look what they did. I'm talking about 4 and 5-year-olds and Hunter Biden. That's what this really comes down to. Hunter Biden runs to the Capitol to speak to the American people. And oh my gosh, the dripping, oozing, fawning that is taking place on the left about how he is somebody who has had a difficult life up until this moment, trying to bring his life back together. All he wants to do is speak to the people in a public hearing, and the House Republicans won't allow. No, that's false. That is factually incorrect. They will absolutely allow Hunter Biden to have the public hearing that he apparently so desperately wants to have. But they're going to depose him privately first, which is pretty standard issue procedure. The politics of it for that 4-year-old or 5-year-old and for Hunter Biden is to make sure that before the authority lowers the boom, that at least you're a bit distracted about everybody who's involved in this situation and this scenario. For Hunter Biden to go in front of the American people and start talking about how MAGA Republicans, that all they want is to bring his father and their presidency down, he never is saying here that he is innocent, really, of anything. Hunter Biden is never claiming that Hunter Biden is innocent of any of these things. Yet he's saying this in front of the Capitol building, where he's supposed to be on the other side of you guys, he went to the Senate side of the building instead of the House side of the building to have his press conference. He went to the other geographic location on the other side of the building to deliver these remarks. And his remarks are 100% political. And they're supposed to make you feel, of course, that all of this is 100% political. He's not addressing the fact that he's the one who punched Tommy, or that that's the actual allegation that's being looked into. You know, when the kid runs to you and says that Tommy was going to come tell on me for punching him, the first question that I just said before and that I would ask my kid is, did you punch Tommy? Maybe that person did punch Tommy. And maybe when you get down to the discussion, Tommy pinched your kid first. You just haven't had the discussion yet. You got to get into those conversations so you can get down to the facts and find out who did what and then what you're going to do next with it. Pay very close attention to all of these statements that are being made by Hunter Biden, the bull crap that's coming out of the press secretary, the constant reminders that Joe Biden is a super, super loving father. Nobody's ever talking. Nobody is ever saying we are completely innocent here. That is not, I mean, they're saying that about Joe Biden, but nobody is saying that Hunter Biden is completely innocent here. Hunter Biden is going to be the downfall of Joe Biden as the president, but I actually think that he's on the mark for potentially being the savior of the Democratic Party. Because if Joe Biden ends up pardoning Hunter Biden, and a reminder that the crimes that Hunter Biden has been charged with in California are his own crimes. These are not crimes that have anything to do with Joe Biden. That's the investigation that the House is looking into now that they formalized their impeachment inquiry. Hunter Biden is going to be found guilty of crimes. That's my prediction. I don't think that that's a risky, bold prediction. I think the evidence is stark. Hunter Biden is going to be found guilty of crimes. Those crimes hold up to a 17-year prison sentence. Joe Biden, loving father Joe Biden, is not going to be the president of the United States in a time where Hunter Biden is going to go to prison. And the truth of the matter is, let's just hypothetically say here that Joe Biden is the nominee. He is running for president and he loses in November. He has up until the new president is inaugurated in the third week of January. He will pardon Hunter Biden because after Joe Biden gets out of office, Hunter is toast if Joe doesn't help him. Joe will pardon him. I don't understand why anybody would think that that's not going to be the case. And it is the most perfect theatrical exit for a man who has served his country for decades, sacrificed in public service, being a man of the people, to part ways as why do we keep hearing it, loving father, because a loving father, everybody can understand why a loving father would pardon their own son. Everybody understands that. You may not agree with it, you may not like it, but if you've ever had children, if you've ever been in a position to understand the crazy place that being a parent will put your mind to do anything you can to protect your child, Joe Biden will pardon Hunter Biden, and it will be the perfect exit where everything is concluded in a nice little wrapped up bow on top gift to the Democrat Party to get away from a 33% approval rating for an administration that is careening off the ledge. And then the Republicans are going to have to ask, what do we do next? Because all of the polls right now, every single swing state, Donald Trump leads. Wisconsin is the latest one to join the mix. Donald Trump is leading Joe Biden in every swing state. We talk polls are manipulated in the way that they are discussed in media to persuade people to take a particular action. The polls, the way the questions are asked in the first place, the way the numbers are reported in the second place, that there is an ask of the American people when polls are presented in a specific way. And right now, I'm looking at all of the polls that are being reported, the frequency with which they are being reported, the locations with which they are being reported on left-leaning media outlets, along with, of course, conservative ones. They want Biden gone. But they need to persuade the American people that when Biden leaves, it's the best thing for the country, because they need to not have, if you have Joe Biden, if he's polling at 45%, upper 40%, 50%, you can't persuade the American people that him stepping away from the Democratic Party isn't some sort of coup. You have to figure out a way to make the American people, who generally speaking vote center left to far left, that the exit from the race, from a second term, was Joe Biden's choice, and that he chose the love of his son as his priority, and he was willing to sacrifice everything for it. This is coming. This will be happening soon. I don't predict things on this show, but I don't see a scenario where that's not the case. I can't even imagine a 2024 election season where Joe Biden is still the guy that the Democrats decide they're taking to the finish line. I can't imagine it. And my conservative Republican voting heart prays to God in heaven that he is the candidate, because he would be the easiest candidate to defeat. The exit of Joe Biden from this race on Joe Biden's terms, for love of his son, cleans up a huge amount of mess in one fell swoop. What do the Democrats do next? Where do they go from here? And how do the Republicans respond? It seems very much so that the Republicans have lost election after election after election because we can't seem to get our head out of the sand on early voting. I still hear people say we need single day voting. I get it. I understand that. It's not realistic. It's not happening. And every time that we reinforce that kind of mentality, we are encouraging other people to push away that idea of voting early and of working your circles, your communities to get votes in early so that we have the ability to win. The state of Illinois, they had all the votes they needed before Election Day for the Democrats who won top to bottom. It is a machine that they use to make sure that their election is secure. They don't have to have good turnout on Election Day because they've done everything they can. The people who are saying it should be one day, we should be voting on a single day, we should be using identification. You are good people. You should vote on Election Day, and you hand them your license when you go to vote. They can tell you they don't need it, but you should say you should. You can do all of that. That doesn't make you a bad person. But what the Democrat Party is doing out there is they're finding people who have zero interest in voting, and they're making it so easy for these individuals to cast a ballot for people who they don't know, don't understand. They get told what they get told by the people who are moving these ballots around, harvesting these ballots in areas where harvesting ballots has been made legal in the wake of COVID. The people who are pounding their fist on the table about consolidating Election Day, to the old-fashioned way. There's nothing wrong with that mentality, but the idea that we are going to win that way is delusional. If you believe that that is the thing that you want to do for you, go for it. Champion it. Take a picture of yourself and make sure the world knows that you voted if that's what you're into. But we have to, on our side of the aisle, be prepared for them to be able to win, the Democrats to be able to win with whomever they won. How in the world did Joe Biden beat Donald Trump from his basement last time? Is the hatred for Donald Trump in this country strong enough? Is that all it takes to beat Donald Trump in this country? Because if it is, and Donald Trump's the nominee next time, we need to do more. Donald Trump increased his vote total from 2016 to 2020 by 8 million votes. He's going to need more this time around. Donald Trump's going to have to do his part, but to some point, Donald Trump can do everything in his power to win the next election. And if the Republican Party doesn't get on board with getting votes in and banked before Election Day, it doesn't matter who they run. Kamala Harris might be the next president of the United States. Imagine that. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, Morning Frey Show, we have a poll today. And this is, I don't know, I don't understand this, but it's the poll. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? This is something that is a passionate heart issue. Like, this is the first thing that we need to determine before we decide when voting should be contained to. First, we need to know, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? You have three options: yes, no, or never seen it. I have never seen it. I cannot advocate for either way. I don't even know why this is so contentious. The responsible thing for me to do as somebody who cares about information and research is to watch Die Hard. Last year, I made time to watch Christmas Vacation. Maybe this year it's Die Hard. Can I watch Die? Have you seen it?
No.
No? Ryan, you too? Leah, you've seen it?
Never seen it.
Ah!
Yes.
Can I watch it with my kids?
No.
No. Gosh dang it. Who wants to babysit? Mom's got to work and watch Die Hard. If you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, you will see on the YouTube live chat right there the poll, and you can vote. We'll read your comments at the end of the show. We'll give the results and see what y'all have to say. I love talking about Die Hard over Away in a Manger. Russell says, never seen the movie, probably never will. Pond Rodin says, I don't remember Die Hard having much of a Christmas message. And Chris says, happy Friday. one of the most debatable questions, not as bad as Van Halen, Van Hagar. My answer is a no, it's not a Christmas movie. Do you disagree with Chris? Let us know on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Take us to heaven to live with thee there.
Air Comfort Service online at aircomfortservice.com. When you are looking to check that furnace system, man, that filter, when you go in and you check that filter, someone says, oh, have you changed the furnace filter? And you're like, I don't even know what the furnace filter is. I'm ashamed to say that. I don't know where the furnace filter is. I went to go look at my furnace filter, and then I found out, wow, that's a very simple thing to do. I was making excuses. No more excuses. Go change your furnace filter because it's going to help your system run more efficiently. Something else you can do to help your system run more efficiently is sign up for the Air Comfort Service Maintenance Plan. This takes away all of the stress that you need to have, that a lot of times ends up mounting when something breaks, something's not working or functioning the way it's supposed to function, and all you're sitting there, especially with an HVAC thing, how much is this going to cost? Is this going to be a $75 visit? Is this going to be a $2,000, $4,000 replacement? You never know. The maintenance plan with Air Comfort Service is going to keep you from having any of those surprises. If something starts to get off, they can help correct the issue for you right then and there. And Air Comfort Service, top-notch when it comes to making sure that you are treated with respect, that you are informed, and that you are taken care of when an event arises. My friends at Air Comfort Service at 314-513-0091, 314-513-0091, online at aircomfortservice.com.
During open enrollment, it's crucial to carefully review and compare different plans to choose the one that best suits your needs. With the Pauley Agency, you're not just getting insurance, you're getting peace of mind. Visit thepaulieagency.com to learn more. Let us help tailor a plan just for you. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your health and those you care about with the Pauley Agency. Call 636-222-2149 or visit thepaulieagency.com for a free personalized quote today.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
'Tis the season to be jolly, and with the holidays right around the corner, you want to make sure you have a clean house, and my friends at Zero Res can make that happen. They have been in my house so many times over the years cleaning the carpeting. Look, we have dogs, we have cats, I have a little girl who's 8 years old right now. The carpets get dirty. The area rugs and upholstery, they handle those as well. You get holiday spills that maybe happened over Thanksgiving. Let's clean those up right now, and don't do it yourself. That's a mistake. You go into a big box store, you make a soapy mess on your carpet, you don't really get it clean. Zero Res is going to fix that. Right now, the offer for December is 3 rooms, Zero Resified, starting at $129, and don't forget your air ducts. Take $50 off when you get your air ducts Zero Res clean right now. They have a fantastic set of crews in the area. They can get you booked very, very quickly. They have a 4.9 rating on Google with over 5,000 reviews. You got to mention my name or 97.1 FM Talk to get the deal. Call Zero Res right now. 314-474-2020. Online, ZeroResSTL.com. Say you want the Mark Reardon special. Spell it forward or backward, it spells the same.
What better way to support your nutrition than with the multivitamin that was created right here in St. Louis? Neovitin Original Multivitamin was created by St. Louis physician Dr. Ribicki to support his own nutrition when he needed it most. Now, Neovitin Original Multivitamin is formulated with sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and Dr. Ribicki's proprietary blend to give you nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Neovitin is now conveniently available through our no-obligation monthly subscription. Cancel or pause at any time, and shipping is free. Support your nutrition with a subscription to Neovitin at neovitin.com today.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 54 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Today through Tuesday, December 19th, the Annie Frey Show is giving away full Cardinals ticket packs for Christmas. It's 12 days of Cardinals giveaways, and all you have to do is listen for the crack of the bat, followed by the phone number, every day during the Annie Frey Show.
It's Christmas. Baby, please come home.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back. How tall are you, Leah?
I'm 5'1".
5'1"?
Yeah.
Leah's short. Almost as short as Ryan. But every day we have to, it's good because around the holiday season, we don't have to hire elves.
Yeah.
Leah every day gets in one of these chairs. We have like a counter high studio situation in here. So our chairs are taller, drafting chairs, you would call them. And Leah's been sitting in the studio this week because she is observing the board in the first half of the show and make sure you're listening in the second half of the show when she runs the board.
Yeah, you'll randomly hear a song play. That's me.
That's the goal, is to not have music jump in the middle of the segment. But we'll see how it goes today.
Yeah.
Leah can't get into the chair that, I don't know, is it Kim St. Ange or Sue, or who sits in that chair before Leah?
That's a good question. It's one of those two.
That one is Mark Cox.
Mark Cox's chair?
Oh. Yes.
Is it?
So I figured out the chair controversy that we've been trying to figure out. Sue likes your chair.
Oh, so that's why it goes over there.
So it ends up over there, and then whenever I come in and I notice it, I'll swap them out because I know you like that chair, and I know that Mark Reardon likes this chair, and I like this chair, so I do a bunch of chair swapping.
All of a sudden, about a month ago or so, chairs started finding their way around the room. And everybody has a chair that they need to sit in. Now, I sit high in my chair because I'm looking over in the studio, a monitor, to see Ryan Wiggins' face. Because I don't want to miss Ryan's face.
She has to get up real high so she can see down that low.
That's actually the truth of the matter. But the chair that I was sitting in before, when I would sit in it, there was a point you could raise it all the way up, but if you sat in it, it would just slowly lower about 3 or 4 inches. And so by the end of the show, Ryan would look like Wilson from Home Improvement, or I just have to stand real tall in the chair. So we've been switching chairs. Now, Leah at 5'1" gets in the chair that is Sue? No, Mark.
Mark's chair.
She's like literally hopping in, trying to hop into the chair, and then she's in the middle of the room, and then she's just trying to scoot the chair up to the microphone so she can participate.
How tall you think Mark is? Because I always picture him as like Paul Bunyan, at least 8 foot, 9 foot tall.
Mark's probably about 6'1".
Okay, that's pretty tall. That's a full foot.
Yeah.
That you got to jump there to get that.
So Ryan, how do you get into your chair every day? Maybe you could give her some tips.
You come. Have you ever seen Jack and the Beanstalk? You have to do one of two things. One, you bring a lasso and you just throw it up around the chair and then you climb up into it. The other is you pray that the beans that you have are magic. And then you plant them in the floor and you hope that it grows a beanstalk so that you can climb into the chair. Annie. One of those two things.
Help.
No, there's no help. There's no help here. YouTube live chat poll. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? On the Any Fry YouTube channel, come vote and tell us what you think. Yes, no, never seen it. I've never seen it. So that is all I can say about it, other than the fact that people are passionate about this issue. Ryan?
I'm a little amazed that this is, I think it started about 2-3 years ago, maybe a little bit more, that this has become such a debate. And I have stayed entirely out of it. So instead of telling you, oh, I've never seen the movie, I'm going to make a case that I think strongly that Don McClane, when he defeats...
Isn't it John McClane?
Mr. MacGruber, that to me, the intensity of that moment would indicate that is not a Christmas movie. And then when MacGruber comes back in the later movies and like pretends to be one of Don McClane's kids, that is to me an indication that these are not Christmas movies. Die Hard 4, maybe. Die Hard 1 through 3, no.
So many regrets.
I think I've made a strong case.
For what? You sound like Hunter freaking Biden. Yeah, you made a strong case, but what the hell were you advocating for?
That's a cross between Hunter Biden and Kamala Harris. What?
Oh, man.
We all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet, based on what we've just been able to see. And because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But just limited to what we have seen.
There's a real debate taking place about what she's talking about, because the only indication she gives is that it's referencing television coverage.
Is there any possibility that if you widen the lens on that clip, that what she said makes sense?
There is a possibility, but I am having a terrible time finding anything outside of that clip.
No,
I don't
think so either. Because even if you widen the clip and you get what it is she was talking about, she said nothing. She said, based on what we have and have not seen, we can tell what's going on based on what we've seen, but we haven't seen. Does that make sense?
Based
to
on
you?
yesterday's television coverage.
Yes.
Isn't what she said what you hear? Like, think back to when you were in college and your professor was talking, and you're like, I'm not interested in this. I'm going to do something else. And it sounds really smart. It's happening in the background. You should probably take notes. You dip back in and you're like, I should probably write this down. And you're like, I got nothing. I don't even know what to write as the heading of this note section. Or when your parents are yelling at you and you know you screwed up and they're really laying into you and it's like you heard it, you're thinking, okay, I get the point. You're right. But you got to sit there and act like you can't be more disrespectful. And they're going on and you're just nodding in affirmation. I don't understand how she is so good at being this bad.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
It is. It's not like, perfect example, George W. Bush. Not a linguist. You knew what he was trying. You knew what he was trying to say.
It's very true.
You knew when he would come out and say something, and if he didn't say it in the most, especially when you think about what was the thing that Barack Obama was so praised for, immediately was his ability to be a great speaker. He's not really as great of a speaker as people have made him out to be. He's not a bad speaker. I think he's got terrible policies, but of all of the things that he is, speaker isn't the thing that he is worst at. But I don't think that he was some sort of pinnacle of speech delivery and so on and so forth. But he came after George W. Bush. Didn't George W. Bush talk about like showing your gynecologist love or something like that?
Oh, I'm interested now.
I have to Google that.
Oh, no, I can't Google Bush. Never mind. I was just about to, and I realized it's a work computer. And also that I don't want to see that. Honey, I love you.
Who are you talking to me?
I was talking to, yeah. No.
I don't love you.
I'm just going to back right out.
It is.
I'm going to back out of the room.
Can you?
He said, too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across the country.
I never had that problem.
Practice their love. I've never heard that before.
You haven't heard that?
No, my gosh. Was that while he was president?
Yeah.
practice their love.
But that's not the same kind of mistake or same kind of thing that Kamala Harris does.
No.
Kamala Harris says full speeches that they all have the same flow to them. She finds every preposition that exists. And she gives it's funny because she always provides all the binary choices, all the things we have seen and all of the things that we have not seen. And she goes through and she lists all of these different possibilities, but you don't know what she's talking about. I know exactly what George Bush was getting at.
I still don't because I can't Google it.
Well, you do probably in Kamala Harris's defense need more context to the OBGYNs practicing their love.
You got to be a little more specific.
Kamala Harris,
I don't need to elaborate on that one.
She does. If you did it once in a while, everybody does these things. Every president does these things. They have gaffes because you talk so much. But it's the same gaffe, and it's over and over and over. It's at least once a month, if not more often. And Joe Biden's the same. Different kind of gaffe, but he does the same thing over and over and over again.
Did Barack Obama have gaffes? Not really. Like the one thing that I think Barack Obama would maybe do is say a little too much about how radically progressive he was. Like, oh, don't pull the curtain back that far. But that, I mean, in complimenting, I guess, Barack Obama's command of the English language and how he would deliver a message, he was very capable of doing that. And it's just amazing. Can you summon right now a single time where Kamala Harris met the moment where she was tasked with something and she delivered a quote?
Don't.
It's a full pause. All right, Kamala, you can't screw this up. It's one freaking word. You just say this word and then you stop. Don't. And then she could say, you might be thinking do. But when you are thinking do or not thinking do, it is important that you think not to do or to do not, which is to don't with an apostrophe.
Unburdened by what has been.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
Oh my gosh. It was so good. That sounded like a real quote. You know what? I'm going to give her credit because I think it was not just don't. I think it was
don't come.
Do not come. Do not come.
And then what did the people do?
They stopped. It secured the border. Got to give her credit for that one at least.
Yeah, borders are.
Did a great job.
This all spawned out of your explanation of Don McClane in Die Hard. Thanks,
He's an
Ryan.
American treasure. You're welcome.
American pie of treasure. The be or not the be when we come back?
Yep, that's it.
And your vote in the YouTube live chat poll today. You got to go to the Frey YouTube channel. And in the live chat portion, tell us if Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I think someone said that we have to know the response to this. I don't really care. But I do want a lot of votes in the poll. That's how you help me.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. You are doing an average job.
Thank you.
Or not an average job. It's hard to tell.
It could be above or below.
Or in
the
or
median.
out or with or under. We'll be right back.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
Don't miss this season's most sensational concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. 2 shows. December 17th, Enterprise Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. The ultimate holiday rock tradition that will leave the whole family amazed. Trans-Siberian Orchestra's The Ghosts of Christmas Eve. A portion of the proceeds benefit Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital.
Hey, have you finished your holiday shopping yet?
No, I just cannot find anything for my sister-in-law. She's so picky, and I don't want to give her a gift card again.
Doesn't she have a big Euro trip planned for next year? What about getting her a subscription to Rosetta Stone? I got one a month ago, and I've learned so much already.
That's a great idea. Why did you pick Rosetta Stone?
The app has this great feature that tells me how well I'm speaking each word compared to native speakers. I've never gotten feedback like this from any other app before. Plus, it's fun and has tons of bonus content to teach you about the culture, so she can really feel ready for her trip.
That sounds perfect. Is the monthly subscription expensive?
They actually sell a lifetime subscription, so she'll get access to all 25 of their languages forever, and it's 50% off right now.
You are a genius. Thank you.
Of course. Visit rosettastone.com/radio. Don't forget the subscription is 50% off right now, so hurry and get that deal.
I want you to listen very carefully because the hint today is much different than usual. Your hint is that the Cardinals giveaway that we're about to do is going to happen in the 12 o'clock hour.
Wait, what time is it right now?
Well, I haven't said that yet.
If only there was a way.
If only we had a scheduled time check.
You said it was going to happen in the 12 o'clock hour?
In the 12 o'clock hour.
Okay.
So right now,
what are we giving away?
We're giving away a Cardinals 5-pack.
Oh.
5 Cardinals games, all Friday games. So this is a really cool one. Showdowns with the Dodgers, Brewers, and more.
Shohei.
Hey.
I offered the St. Louis Arch. He did not accept it.
I'm sure he was listening. But that is your tip. 12 o'clock hour. It just so happens to be 12:46 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The Annie Frey Show, 12 days of Cardinals mega giveaways.
Oh my gosh, it's right now? Were you paying attention?
I wasn't.
314-241-9797.
Look at him go.
314-241-9797. Here's the deal. You got to be the 18th caller today. Who's number 18? Who's number
Oscar
18?
Tavares.
Carlos Martinez. In honor of Oscar Tavares.
Excellent. Number 18, 314-241-9797.
Go Birds!
You will win a Friday 5-pack, 5 games, all Fridays in 2024. Good luck.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The vote is in. STL Today has certified the result. Onderlaw has been voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
Conservatives care, supporting SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Join us by attending the Give Back Trivia Night on January 5th, hosted by Mark Reardon, or donate at 971talk.com/events. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Wiggins!
Oh! Wiggins! The bee or not the bee.
Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, I have a series of headlines, and some of them are fake. Some of them are from the Babylon Bee and their satire. Some of them are real headlines. Here's the thing. This week, this might be the hardest batch I've ever presented to you to determine
like
whether
it goes hard.
Yeah, it goes hard. Like it's this isn't just lemonade. This is like Mike's hard lemonade.
This goes hard.
Yeah.
I like the diet hard lemonade.
Oh, okay. That's neat. So these are
judgy.
Man,
Mr. White Claw.
condescending.
I didn't know. I'm not Mr. White Claw. That happened one time.
All
It was
right,
4
Miss
years
White
ago.
Claw. We will identify correctly.
You will refer to me as Mrs. Claus.
We will use your pronouns.
These are real stories, so I'm going to read them to you. You got to tell me whether these are real or not. Some of them are fake. I just said all that. Scientists say breathing is bad for the environment.
This is real. I'm going real.
Brad, scientists say breathing is bad for the
I'm
environment.
going to say it's real, too.
You guys are correct. The full headline, now scientists say breathing is bad for the environment. I left off now because I thought they would give it away. Gases we exhale contribute to 0.1% of the UK's greenhouse gas emissions. Whether it's eating less meat or cycling instead of driving, humans can do many things to help prevent climate change. Unfortunately, breathing less isn't one of them. That might be a problem, as a new study claims the gases in the air we exhale from human lungs is fueling global warming. Next one.
That sounds bad.
Doesn't it? The last sentence says, and that's not even accounting for the gas we release from burps and farts.
Okay, thanks.
Scientists are like, we've identified the problem, and it's people.
And it's you. Stop eating so many burritos.
It's so shocking that we've come to this point.
Isn't it? This is your fault. You made me do this. All right. Boston mayor hires bouncer to check skin color outside of entrance to holiday party.
Ooh, Boston mayor. This is the B.
Yeah.
This is the B.
This is the B.
Quote, whoa, buddy, do I detect Scottish ancestry? The bouncer said as he roughly grabbed white city council member Frank Baker. Look at the sign, no whites allowed. To aid in his duties, the bouncer reportedly utilized a flashlight, a skin color card, and a background in anti-racist studies. I love the last line. Anti-racist studies. All right, next one. Stock analysts who got it wrong last year predict soft landing in 2024.
Oh.
Told you, these are hard this week.
You go first.
I'm going to say real.
I'll say B.
This is, in fact, CBS Money Watch.
Say it again. What's the headline?
CBS. Stock analysts who got it wrong last year predict soft landing in 2024. Now, they go on to just give a lot of stats and stuff. 80% of people were wrong this year. It's pretty easy to paint yourself into a narrative corner and really get yourself convinced we're going to have a recession, Art Hogan, chief market strategist at B. Riley Wealth Management, told CBS Money Watch. Economic growth is averaging about 3% this year compared to 1.8 annualized growth over the last 10 years. So it's the headline that was surprising that they took all that data and actually put it. It sounds like a funny headline. Yeah. All right. Man takes wife on date to very expensive restaurant only to find McFlurry machine broken.
Oh, that's got to be the B.
Yeah, that's the B.
Ryan and his wife Kayla had been anticipating throwing caution to the wind and shelling out a significant amount of money on their meal. Quote, we knew we'd be looking at a big bill at the end of the night, what with Big Mac meals costing what they do these days, Kayla said. But hearing the McFlurry machine is out of commission is a real bummer. We don't spend this much on dinner very often. This is what we get for wanting to live the high life for one night every now and then, Ryan said. You break your back at work every day for months to save up enough money to take your bride out for an expensive dinner, and this is what you have to deal with. What a shame.
I like how you changed the names to protect identities.
Only one of them.
It's not
just
Ryan
one, though.
Not Ryan and Katie. It's Ryan and Kayla.
Kayla.
At publishing time, the Felixes, not Wigginses, had decided to leave the restaurant and instead go to dinner at Five Guys with the understanding that it would make it necessary to forego paying their electric bill for the next couple of months. This one has some sound associated with it, so I'm going to say the headline, and then I'm going to play some sound. Metal found spontaneously healing itself like human skin.
Ooh.
What? I'm trying to process that, too.
The headline is, metal found spontaneously healing itself like human skin.
This is, you go first.
Man, I feel like this might be real.
This is real.
I'm going to play the sound, and then I'll read it.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. It's long been assumed that when a metal structure like a bridge or an engine develops a crack, it will only get worse over time. But
Could
that
you
night,
please start this with "in a world"?
in a world where it's been assumed that when a metal structure like a bridge or an engine develops a crack, It will only get worse over time, but that might not be the case based on what researchers have just observed happening in a tiny piece of platinum. In a world where ceramics to car coatings to concrete and even a bioplastic inspired by squid teeth, I don't know what I'm reading at this point. The scientific community has been busy creating materials that can repair themselves after damage, a property known as self-healing. But when it comes to metals, self-healing from the tiny fractures wrought by time, known as fatigue damage, has remained elusive until now.
It's funny how there's like a certain amount of progress and evolution that I'm super stoked about. But if you do it too rapidly, I'm like, I opt out.
Yeah.
I know. Let's take it back.
Well, when they've shown us where that road leads, you kind of go, you know what? Let's just not go down that cul-de-sac.
Is that what they felt like at the turn of the century when cars were starting to take over?
I don't know. I really
Is it the
wonder.
same?
You know, there were people who said, well, if God had intended man to
Well,
fly,
I'm
then he would have
asking
given
you
us
what your
wings.
experience was.
Well, back then,
What about when people started initially bringing vaccines onto the market? And they're like, listen, we don't have to suffer from polio. We don't have to have smallpox. And people were like, I'm skeptical of this, that you want to inject into my body. Why wouldn't they be?
I don't know. I mean, I think with the results that something like the polio vaccine showed, I don't think there was a lot of pushback. I think at the time, if you remember, especially the middle of this century or last century, it was all about science and progress, and it was very optimistic. And so anytime there was movement forward, it was like people celebrated it. And now it's so everywhere that you wonder what people are using it for.
I just think that when I see these bizarre types of things, Tucker has an interview out right now. I haven't been able to listen to it, but I saw the headline, and they're talking about how it's basically guaranteed that we've made contact with extraterrestrial life. And I'm like, excuse me, what? And then I'm sitting here going, I don't think I want to know. I'm going to find out the hard way at the end.
Yeah, and I really don't trust anybody to tell me that. if somebody's going to tell, I go, well, what's your agenda then? Ready for the next one?
Yep.
Cybertruck to come with deployable scoop for removing climate change protesters from roadway.
No possible way. This is.
Are you sure?
Is it?
It's an ingenious device, said Tesla techno king Elon Musk.
Techno king.
The protester clearing scoop works in tandem with the Cybertruck's hippie detection capabilities. We've put the Cybertruck.
Wait, it's the B, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We've put the Cybertruck through extensive field testing, including driving it through a huddled mass of protesters in different climate settings.
Huddled mass.
Works like a charm. Deliveries on existing Cybertruck orders are expected to begin in 2024, leaving climate change protesters searching for new ways to annoy normal people and make everyone hate them. Currently, they are trying to decide between protesting at grocery store checkout counters or lying down in ambulance bays at hospitals.
Aww.
Either one of those would accomplish that.
Did we get a winner, Leah?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Who do we got?
Carmen from Fenton.
Carmen from Fenton!
Carmen!
We are so proud of you.
You've persevered. Yeah. Great job, Carmen.
And you too, Leah.
Thank you.
Way to hang in there. Last one?
Last one. God moved to FBI watch list after pro-life comments surface. Quote, we believe this God character to be the ringleader of a worldwide network of dangerous anti-choice extremists, said Attorney General Merrick Garland. We suspect he is extremely dangerous, and we urge anyone with knowledge as to where his whereabouts to contact the FBI immediately. And there you go.
Turn it down. Make it stop. Cybertruck. Are you into the Cybertruck, Brad?
I am not a fan of it.
Why?
I don't like the way it looks, and
That's
I
it?
don't like electric vehicles.
The first part of it had you sound like a chick.
No, I think it's stupid looking. Like, I designed this with a straight edge.
Looks rich to me. All right, let's take a quick break. Morning Fry Show, we come back in a couple minutes. Let us know what you think on the YouTube live chat poll. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Why are you people so passionate about this? Anyway, vote. We'll be right back.
I do appreciate all the referrals that we receive daily. It is phenomenal. I've said it. I can't say it enough how much I do appreciate the referrals. With that being said, if you do refer me, you're in great hands. I will not sell homeowners that work hard for their money, just like myself, crap that they do not need. But if you want good quality, man, you can't even say cheap anymore. I don't think I can even say cheap by the... You can't even go by price. Oh, okay, that's another commercial. Call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Remember, it's the only number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is a Fox News alert. A deadly mistake in Gaza. I'm Lisa Brady. Just getting reports of 3 hostages killed accidentally by Israeli forces. Fox's Greg Palcott is in Israel.
I'm quoting Daniel Hagari. He's the spokesperson for the IDF. He has said on camera, publicly, that in some very tough fighting inside Gaza today, Israeli soldiers misidentified 3 individuals. They turned out to be captives, hostage, alive inside Gaza. Now they are dead.
There is no word yet on the identities of those hostages. Earlier today, Israel confirming that 3 more hostages believed to be still alive had been found dead. They were all young men, 2 19-year-old Israeli soldiers and a 28-year-old kidnapped from a music festival during the October Hamas attacks in Israel. The new announcement of 3 hostages mistakenly killed by Israeli forces comes as the U.S. and Israel discuss a possible timetable for scaling back intense combat operations.
There will be a transition to another phase of this war, one that is focused in more precise ways on targeting the leadership and on intelligence-driven operations.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan speaking earlier. He's meeting with the Palestinian leader today after talks yesterday with Israel's prime minister. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen laying out the Biden administration strategy for economic relations with China.
Secretary Yellen did talk about how President Biden asked her to talk with the Chinese, open diplomacy, and hold more conversations in China. So Secretary Yellen says that she will go back to China to continue those talks, asking the Chinese to open up their markets, create a fair playing field for U.S. companies, and treat the U.S. fairly.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence at the White House. America is listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Oh, what a nice afternoon around town. Partly sunny skies, above average temperatures. 58 should do it for the high. Tonight, clouds move in very quickly. Some showers arriving towards morning. I think the evening's going to be dry. 39. Saturday, clouds with periods of light rain around any time on Saturday, 48. That rain comes to an end fairly quickly Saturday evening. And Sunday, partly sunny and 52. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
'Tis the season to order Andrea's gift cards and get their sauces. They're both really, really good gifts. Here's my recommendation to you. You go to Andrea's restaurant. Now, you can do this online too, but my recommendation is this season, it's a great time to go to Andrea's restaurant, especially if you've never been there, and experience what I talk about all the time. It's the food, it's the ambience. The minute you pull in the parking lot, it just feels like you've entered something special. And you really have. It is a cottage on its own that you walk up to. If it's nighttime, you're going to experience like the lights and things. It's wonderful. And then you sit down for the meal, and it is a steak that you have, you can't beat it. Every year, I think they're among the top steaks voted in St. Louis. And I think they probably would win it every year if they could, but they got to go back and forth a couple times. Otherwise, it's just the same award every year. But they're all over their walls. You've got to try it. If you love steak, you've got to go to Andrea's Steakhouse. And while you're there, get a gift card for somebody this Christmas. Get their barbecue sauce, their steak sauce, their salad dressing. You can get those all also online at Andreas.com.
Join me, Mark Reardon, and the 97.1 FM Talk team for a night of purpose at the inaugural Give Back Trivia Night on January 5th at the Moolah Shrine Center. Be a beacon of hope for children. Reserve your table now at 971talk.com/events.
Learn to make money 5 ways with rental real estate. Double your money with apartments. And get your map to financial freedom. And that map starts with a free workshop. Sign up now at lifestylesunlimited.com. Click on the Join Free Workshop tab and attend online or in person. That's lifestylesunlimited.com. Lifestylesunlimited.com. Again, that's lifestylesunlimited.com. Limited seating, unlimited potential.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We appreciate you being with us every day, especially on Friday. We always enjoy your company. The YouTube live chat poll for today is Die Hard, a Christmas movie. You've got 3 options, yes, no, or you've never seen it. And IMA have never seen it. So I can't wait to see what you all think, and we can put it to rest finally at about 2:55 on the show when we give you the results of what y'all have to say about that. I am really interested in getting Chris Cuomo on the show. I've told this to Brad. Brad's working on it. My understanding is you've made some asks.
I've made some asks.
What's your, Ryan, when you're done with your text message?
I was looking something up.
You
That was what I wanted to talk about.
You want to be part of the Annie Frey Show today? Or
You guys go on.
Are you looking up
as
gynecologists?
if you've never looked up anything on your phone while talking on the show.
He's like, I can't Google that on a work computer. I'll do it on my phone.
Yeah.
Never pivoted my head over there, and you were just totally not invested. You didn't do anything wrong.
I was looking up Ask Me Anything questions, which, by the way, you should put into our live chat right now if you have any.
Yeah, so then Ryan can pay attention to the show.
So I can be like, oh, hey, we're here.
Hey. What was I going to ask you?
I don't know.
What are your thoughts on Chris Cuomo? Just like first blush, Chris Cuomo immediately. What do you think?
Blowhard. But I don't even know. But
no,
I think
I actually asked Steve if we could say blowhard on the air.
you did.
Yes.
I'm glad you did that.
Just a couple. It's ironic that you're glad you did before clearing it. But he said we can. And the reason why I asked is because Chris Christie called Vivek Ramaswamy an obnoxious blowhard in the GOP debate. And I'm like, that's amazing. Can I play that on the air? And apparently you can.
He said yes. Great. I'm glad to know that.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to use that word
There's a lot of things that we can say on the air that maybe we shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Chris Cuomo.
I don't know. I kind of like the guy. I think he's got an interesting opinion. Actually, I think recently it's weird watching him go from CNN to his own platform and seeing what that does to somebody, because clearly there was an atmosphere at CNN in which he participated that was very leftist. And now he's gone to, what is it, News Nation now?
News Nation,
which
yeah.
tries to be much more independent. And he seems much more independent. I think he still leans left, but it's an evolution.
Yeah. News Nation's kind of interesting because I was on trying to make requests for Chris Cuomo, and like they have Chris Cuomo and Sean Spicer, so
Yeah.
you're going to get a broad range of perspectives on there. But for me, Chris Cuomo seems to be a guy that's kind of waking up to things. I
don't really know what this means in the context of what we're talking about en masse today, but Scooter says Chris Cuomo would have made a very good Die Hard villain. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, he's not European enough.
I also don't know what that means.
I don't either. It sounds funny, though. I laugh.
You'll find out when you see Mr. MacGruber in that movie.
Okay.
But anyway.
I also don't know what that means.
I think that Chris Cuomo is like coming to some realizations that maybe he was in a climate at CNN that really was a big echo chamber. And maybe he wasn't exposed to certain things that he should have been exposed to or would kind of shape his opinion. And he's a lot less super far left, and he's a lot more moderate left than I originally thought.
Here's the problem that I have with all of it, because I'm leaning in to whatever Chris Cuomo is doing right now, because I enjoy talking to people who don't share the same perspectives that I do, but can engage in the conversation. Watching News Nation, especially I might have watched, the debate was maybe 2 hours. I might have watched 4 hours of News Nation consecutively that night because I wanted to see what they were doing and how they were putting it together. And I thought it came out better than I anticipated that the coverage as a whole would feel to consume. I think Fox News is far and away, they have the top quality aesthetic, production, sets, and everything, but they're the number one game in town. So you set that aside, and just because you're the number one game in town doesn't mean that other entities aren't worthy of your eyes and your ears and your attention. News Nation that night specifically, and I think that was the Super Bowl for them up until that point, because that was the time they were going to be pulling people over to their network who were like, News Nation, what is that? It's like when the Cardinals are playing on some other network, and you're like, how do I even get there?
Yeah.
You got to figure it out because you want to see the content enough that you were willing to figure it out. And they knew that night that they would be getting eyes that they traditionally hadn't, or maybe first impression, a lot of opportunity to make a lot of first impressions. It was very clear to me that the message of that night was they wanted to emphasize to everybody who was tuning in that night for the GOP debate that they welcome the debate and the discussion. And it was a very strong departure from what Chris Cuomo would have been engaged in previously at CNN, that it wasn't a Fox News where you were going to have people on both sides of the aisle. They had a panel of people that were reacting to the GOP debate. One of them was Morgan Ortagus, whom I love, and she's on Fox News regularly. So she isn't, I assume that she's not a Fox News contributor, which is a status that people have, which means they're probably compensated to do a particular amount of hits or so on and so forth. I don't know that Morgan Ortagus is that. So she was there as somebody who served in, I think, the Department of Defense in the Trump administration. Sean Spicer was on there. Do we have a knowledge that Donald Trump doesn't like Sean Spicer? I don't think that there's any.
I don't know. I've never heard that.
That's what I was saying earlier, right after the debate. I need a website that's like, is Trump okay with them.com, and then it lists the people and why Donald, like, are they on the good side or the bad side of Donald Trump? Because I can't keep up with it. Mick Mulvaney, not on the right side of Donald Trump, but he was on that panel as well. And then they also had a Republican woman on one of the panels, and I never caught what her name was, but she was somebody who added that she was, she has worked within the Republican Party, and she was obviously there advocating for the Nikki Haley version of the Republican Party going forward. Chris Cuomo was in the middle of all of it, and he still has his Chris Cuomo-esque attitude and kind of gravitas that you've seen him have before, but it didn't have the judgmental edge to it. It was more like, I'm going to present my opinion or maybe ask a question in a particular way of somebody else who's going to give me an answer, and then the answer was allowed to stand for what the answer was, instead of trying to, right hook them to land the punch to make sure that at the end, everybody who hates Republicans felt really satisfied by it. I was refreshed by that. Chris Cuomo has been exposed. He's had the opportunity to watch the footage from the October 7th attacks. And this is something that we have seen for weeks. Reporters have been given the opportunity to view this. And he was given the opportunity to view it. And it seems to me like, depending on what side of the media aisle you're on, you are supposed to lean into a specific talking point. Obviously, the people who are conservative on Fox News are very much so advocating for the defense and the support of Israel. There are some far, far left-wingers who are advocating for a Palestinian state, two-state solution, which everybody who understands anything about the Middle East knows that you can't create a Palestinian state that is invested in the existence of Israel. That's not how it works. And then there are people who will call for a ceasefire, or people like Joe Biden who talk about Netanyahu and his indiscriminate bombing in Gaza. And it's just like there are all these different ways that people are trying to toe a political line without really just on principle saying, this is what we are going to stand for in this. And war is hell. And we know that it's going to be tragic, and that tragedy has already been inflicted on so many people at the hands of a Hamas. And that every death that comes after October 7th with mortars and bombs and attacks and everything that's come along with it is because Hamas won't stop. People who are asking you to see some sort of middle ground to defend Gazans without understanding exactly how Hamas is operating and using those Gazans for their own protection, all of the politics around it, you see politics first and substance second. And Chris Cuomo was given that opportunity to watch the real footage.
I do believe people should see this. I understand the sensitivity of the families. I understand the concern that if you don't want to believe that October 7th happened, well, then it doesn't matter what you see. But I do believe for many, that there's an aspect of this that I don't think we appreciate. I realized something that I had missed before, okay? It took me immediately and deeply into a past trauma. The exact feeling that I had when I learned why 9/11 happened.
So he's coming at this pretty honestly, and from a place that reporters, people who have access to this type of stuff, should relay this. You should be able to trust the person who's on the screen to know what is true and real, and then they need to deliver that to the American people, because it's not Chris Cuomo's job to tell you what you think. It's Chris Cuomo's job to expose what is real. And in America, one of the most important principles of being an American is the idea that I get to decide what I think, and you get to decide what you think. And if what you think and what I think are different, that is American. And Chris Cuomo was articulating that.
Terrorists targeted the Twin Towers and Washington, D.C. to take out the great symbols that represent America. The method was not madness. They were sane. They were just evil. But the method was a message. Their unholy efforts triggered what Americans feared most: terrorists robbing us of who and what we are about at home. And so they got what they asked for. The wrath of a people united in a common fear and concern that it is us or it is them. Existential.
It's us or it's them. Isn't that it?
Yeah, I mean, that's when you're talking about life and death, it is boiled down to that.
Here's more from Cuomo.
If an enemy wanted to make sure that Israel would come for them, the message would be, we're going to take children, women, innocents, and more, tie them up, and burn them alive, just like the Holocaust. The ultimate fear of what the world can bring the Jews' way. When a decision is made that Jews are less than human and treated that way in words and deeds.
Isn't it when you're hearing what Chris Cuomo is saying there, I consider the source significantly, because Chris Cuomo is not somebody who I would say that I align with politically on every issue. I bet that we align with him on more than. I bet you we align with him on more than we don't. I bet there are some specific distinctions that are great departures. But like Chris Cuomo, I bet you the Americans that are in your life, you probably align on a majority of issues. We're just made to not see it that way.
Yeah, it's really interesting to hear him saying some of these things, because I've not watched him or heard much from him since CNN. And it part of me goes, oh, well, you're on a different network, so you're going to have different opinions. But I also think that the events of the world have changed since then, too. And so having a different opinion on what's happening now versus what was happening 2-3 years ago, I don't think that he's alone in that. I think there are quite a few people who are re-examining their positions on a lot of things.
Here's how he finishes it.
I now know that is exactly the message Hamas sent on purpose, at scale. And I was not aware of that before. I had seen that bodies had been burned, but I did not understand or appreciate how intentional the effort was. They did it methodically. You hear it in the voices, the commands, the ease, the excitement of finding and mutilating victims, being told, let them play with it. Merely murdering innocents was the least of it. Of course, you see that, and you can see that anywhere in the world these days. People pointing weapons, shooting the innocent, shooting people running away, shooting women, shooting the defenseless, people scared out of their minds about what's happening. This was not death from above. It was death in your face, hands-on and personal. They enjoyed mutilating and went back and celebrated in the streets with heads and bloody corpses as trophies. This was absolute genocide.
It was intentional. It was purposeful. And the message to the people who are to be exposed to this is how invested they are in continuing. Hamas is invested in continuing this type of carnage. And they hate a people for who they are, who those people were born, how they represent a religious ideology that they hate. But it's more than that. It's just who they are as people. We actually have in our world right now an aggressive, active, pursuant organization of people who sees another people and says, we should eliminate those people from the face of the planet. We can't come together on this? Man, we burned our own cities, suggesting that this is the type of threat that existed here in America. Remember when we were told that white supremacy was the biggest threat to the United States of America?
Yeah.
It probably still is, on the Department of Homeland Security, listed as one of the highest top threats. Boy, are we stupid. Boy, are we so gullible as a whole. When you are so unfortunate to have to look at the most basic truths that exist, because every single comfort has been stripped away from your existence, and you just have to stare square in the eyes of what is true, and everything becomes clear, it will be a great tragedy in this country if we have to experience something like that to get Americans to see what is true and what is real. Even in the midst of right now, in this moment, Chris Cuomo, in my opinion, is speaking clearly on what he sees over there, and I agree with him. Let's not wait for that moment to happen here for us all to have clear eyes. I'm grateful for it. Don't email me about my love for Chris Cuomo. I'm willing to listen to anybody say anything, and if it makes sense and I agree with it, I am going to speak on it because I don't belong to anybody. Nobody tells me what to say or who to agree with. And when someone comes out and says something that I think is valuable, I'm going to bring it to you. I commend him for that. I'm hoping for more. It would be great progress for our country if people like Chris Cuomo, this is the real question. Was CNN the pressure on Chris Cuomo, or was CNN the enabler for Chris Cuomo? I don't know. But Cuomo needs a job. And if News Nation says our job is to be as in the center as we possibly can, and they're advocating for that all of the time, what the American people need is truth and reality, wherever we can get it from. I think Chris Cuomo delivered that in that message. Guy Trimble says it's John McClane and Hans Gruber.
Yeah,
and some other things. I don't think he's very pleased with you.
Oh, I think I got it right. I think if you rewind the tape, I pretty much nailed it. Brad's laughing off Mike really hard. I don't know why.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, no, or you never seen it? Go to the YouTube live chat poll, the Annie Frey YouTube channel, and let us know what you think. And while you're there, we need your questions. It's Ask Us Anything time. The middle of the show on a Friday afternoon. Let's go into this weekend before Christmas with some positivity. We've got X's and O's in the 2 o'clock hour. We'll be right back.
Throughout the heavens.
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show. This is the Annie Frey Show.
Well, the housing market's going to get hot again because rates have come down a bit. And when you are buying a home and you're factoring in, well, how much house can we afford? What do we need? What can we afford? The interest rate's going to make a big difference in what you can afford each month. Reach out to Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage and talk to him about how you can get the absolute best deal on your mortgage, your 30-year mortgage, 15, 10, whatever, 20 it is. You want to make sure that if you have access to the bagel loan, you can save that money on your closing costs because you're not going to pay anything in closing costs when you use the bagel loan with Stewie. I was just talking to him yesterday. Great to have him back in the building to have a conversation about what the Fed is doing. And he is my go-to expert when I need to understand why the Fed has paused raising rates or why the Fed is going to be lowering rates and what that means for the economy as a whole. He will recommend right now, if you are looking to buy a house, now is a great time to go make that offer on it, because if rates continue to come down, the competitive market's going to go up and those home prices are going to skyrocket again because of bidding wars. Talk to Stewie about getting the best deal you can on your mortgage. You can't get a better deal than the bagel loan with Stewie. 314-324-4440, 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
While no child should have to spend the holidays in the hospital, there are many at SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital who will not be able to experience the joy of opening gifts around their tree. Please join 97.1 FM Talk and give the gift of hope and healing to Cardinal Glennon kids and support the Tree of Hope year-end giving campaign. Your gift ensures these brave patients can continue to receive the critical care they need during these challenging times. Thank you for giving at treeofhope.org.
Our goal at Neovitin is to make supporting your nutrition as easy as possible. That's why we created the Neovitin monthly subscription. Just go to neovitin.com, choose your multivitamin, sign up, and we will do the rest. You'll receive your Neovitin multivitamin every month with no long-term obligation. You can pause or cancel at any time, and shipping is free. Each Neovitin multivitamin includes our physician-formulated proprietary blend for nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Start supporting your nutrition the easy way with Neovitin multivitamins. Sign up for a Neovitin subscription today at neovitin.com.
Mark Cox here. I've got an idea.
let's all go to Italy next spring. I'm going to the Amalfi Coast next spring with my friends of conservativetours.com, and you can go along as well. We'll cover Rome, the Amalfi Coast, Puglia, the Isle of Capri, the Abbey of Monte Cassino. It may be one of Italy's best-kept secrets. You know, I've been to the Amalfi Coast before. It is without a doubt one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. While you're there, you can take a high-speed jet foil over to the Isle of Capri, which is a site that everyone needs to see. Positano is absolutely beautiful. Sorrento is just gorgeous. You'll get to visit the ruins of Pompeii as one of your side trips if you go on this trip. It's $53.67 a person. That includes your airfare from St. Louis. Call them toll-free at 888-733-9494. It's 888-733-9494 or conservativetours.com.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Here's an unexpected holiday surprise for all the last-minute shoppers. Now through December 17th, all of Diamond's Direct Diamond Classics are 25% off. That's all diamond earrings, all diamond bracelets, all diamond pendants. An incredible 25% off. Special financing, too. Get the perfect gift at the best value price all year. 25% savings on all diamond earrings, bracelets, and pendants. Now through the 17th only. And only at Diamonds Direct. Get details, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Pajamagram's famous naturally nude pajamas are back. A very luxurious Christmas gift for her, one that'll make you a holiday hero. This year, Pajamagram has upped the ante. How about a free Barely There naturally nude nightie? How about $75 of savings? How about gift packaging options and quick delivery? That's an effortless 2-in-1 deluxe gift that you both are guaranteed to love. Soft and silky with a Barely There feel, curve caressing with a fit that's better than lingerie. Best selling for a reason. Pajamagram's naturally nude pajamas and nightie are designed to make her feel amazing and drive you wild. Now is the time to win Christmas. Now is the time to go get your special someone naturally nude from Pajamagram. But hurry, this gift sells out every year. Shop now while it lasts. Head to Pajamagram.com for naturally nude pajamas and save $75 on a free naturally nude nightie.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gsLHonorFlight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Hey, we'll take you into the weekend with the Reardon Roundtable this afternoon at 3. Jay Duker on the panel, State Rep Donna Behringer, Greg Keller, political consultant. It all starts at 3.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
When I'm feeling blue and when I'm feeling low, then I start to think about the happiest man I know. He doesn't mind the snow and he doesn't mind the rain, but all December you will hear him at your window pane, singing again and again and again and again and again and again. Christmas is a-comin' and the bells begin.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
The more you give at Christmas time, the more you get. God bless you, gentlemen, God bless you. And the more you give at Christmas time, the more you get. Christmas is a-comin' and the egg is in the nog. Please to give a friendly man a friendly.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. All right. We've got a little bit of Ask Us Anything on a Friday afternoon.
You have to ask me nicely. Don't make me beg here.
Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth! All right. I'm going to just say this ahead of time. The first question that it was a listener that asked it, right?
Yes.
Who would play us in a movie? Is that right? Now, most of you don't know what we look like. So be very kind and generous in your suggestions. If you join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, you can see our faces. You can see what we look like. You know what we sound like and how we act. So I'm going to try to write down some of these people. I've got my suggestions down for at least half of us who would play whom, but we want your thoughts and your suggestions. And then I will present at the end of this hour what our options are, and then we'll discuss on the show. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Other questions?
I got one. So Shohei Ohtani's just signed a $700 million contract, and I'm wondering if you guys signed a $700 million contract, what would be the very first thing you would purchase?
Being debt-free. Does that count?
A really good accountant who would tell me, don't take residence in California.
You're going to buy him?
Yeah, I'm going to buy that guy.
You're mine now.
Well, I think he'd say okay, because I think I could probably afford him. Yeah, like a fun thing. Okay, I have it. I would buy the Twilight Zone pinball machine.
How much is that?
I think it's $8,000.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And I've always thought it would be cool to own a pinball machine, but have one that was really cool and unique to something you liked.
Should I take that back? I was going to get you that for Christmas.
Did you get me the Foo Fighters one?
I don't want to spoil it.
Which is also $8,000.
Ryan, are you a pinball guy?
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, I like pinball. We used to go, when I was in college, we would go out to places that had a bunch of machines, and we would spend the whole night just playing pinball, me and the dudes.
This is where Brad tells you that he'd be better at pinball than you.
This is not where Brad would say that, because I am garbage at pinball.
I'm okay at it. I'm not great, but we would get really good at certain machines, and then we'd have tournaments.
I always unlock tilt.
What would you do, Brad?
I think the very first thing I would buy would be, and I don't know if are you familiar with James Bond at all?
I know he exists.
I've heard of him.
He's got an Aston Martin in the old one. It's like a 1965. I think it's like a DB5 is the model number, but that's what I would buy.
Oh, the DB5.
Yeah.
The DB4 sucks.
Yeah.
It does.
That's quite a statement, because I would have thought you were a DB6 man.
More of a, no. I want that old car because it's like
But
you
not
don't
the
get
original, the DB.
Yeah.
Right.
I would buy that. That's what I would buy.
I avoid them at all costs.
I'd smash them together, the D and the B, and see just what came out, and I'd drive that.
Leah, what are you buying?
Well, first, a house.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your own place?
Yeah.
Big house, little house, house on the beach, house in the woods?
I don't know. Probably not a house on the beach because of hurricanes.
Pontoon beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy medium.
Yeah.
I'd say a medium-sized house because it's just me, and I'm probably gonna get a bunch of dogs. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I would probably invest in is the home I want to build. The other dream, my husband and I have been planning on building a house. We had a plan. Like everything, COVID interrupted that plan dramatically because the cost of building went through the roof because materials went sky high. And so we kind of got past that point of wanting to do it before our kids were getting in sports and everything. Now we're where we are right now, so maybe that happens a little bit later. Now we want to build a smaller house, but we want to have capital P property elsewhere. And so having a land with timber and with like a 5-acre lake and the absolute coolest tricked out double wide with a wraparound deck that goes around the whole thing that we can go to anytime. That's where we're headed.
Actually sounds pretty awesome.
It is sounding very awesome. I want to do it right now.
On a lake, or because the wraparound porch makes me think on a lake.
Yeah, we'd put it by the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. I'm in, Annie.
Well,
just to let you know.
Well,
I don't think that was an invitation.
You don't even have to say it. I'm in the basement of the double wide somehow. Not sure how that works.
You put a place that has a bunker.
Oh yeah.
You build a small enough place that's like a cellar and a place that you can go to in the case of weather.
Okay, so I'm going to live in the bomb shelter of your house.
I'll put you down there.
Thank you.
It's got door locks and everything.
I'll come out one morning and be like, uh-oh.
Oh, coming out, no bunker, dungeon.
No.
Oh.
It locks from the outside.
I kind of pictured that. I also pictured opening up in the morning and
Hey, Ryan,
drinking my coffee.
Come over here. Come downstairs. Look at this. Go all the way to the back room. You got to see what that back wall looks like.
First step.
Click.
Hey, well, the door locked. And also, I think a brick hit me.
Why is my head hurt?
Next question.
Okay, actually, it kind of leads into this. What would be your first course of action during a zombie apocalypse? It's the first thing you would do.
Hide?
Okay.
I don't really know zombies.
You don't know any?
No.
Brad, do you know any?
Gather my survival stuff and start heading north.
Ooh.
Why north?
I don't think zombies regulate body temperature, and so in the north they're going to be cold and they're going to start moving, and in the very cold they're going to freeze and stop, and then they're just easy pickings.
I feel stupid for not knowing
Dang, that was a good answer, Leah. How do you beat that?
I don't think I can. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know.
I think I've got it. You get your family first, and then you get on a boat, and you just go up and down the Mississippi. Because they can't get to you.
Why?
Because of the water.
They
They
can't go
can't
in the water?
swim. Unless they're super smart zombies.
So you're just going to live on the water?
I think so.
Why do people know so much about zombies?
The movies?
Yeah, movies.
Yeah, but they're fake. They're
Like
not real
Walking-
zombies.
Walking Dead.
But there's rules.
No, but there aren't.
Most of the
in
time.
a real one, there's not.
I love how Ryan's going to be sitting in a boat on the Mississippi River, and then a zombie's going to get in a boat on the
Yeah.
Mississippi River.
It's
And he's
Ryan
gonna be
and a
like,
zombie.
Holy crap, I didn't think about that.
Those were this kind of zombies?
I'm screwed.
He's going to be boating and there's a horde of them swimming. Oh, no.
Oh, no. This
All
is a
right,
terrible idea.
your suggestions for who plays whom on the Annie Frey Show are coming in on the live chat. I'm writing them down. When we come back, we will list them and discuss them and ask a few more of your questions. So don't go away.
Friendly cat'll do. If you haven't got a friendly cat, may God bless you. God bless you, gentlemen, God bless you. If you haven't got a friendly cat.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Frey Show.
I want to talk to you about the Diamond Shop. And if you go online to thediamondshop.net, you're going to be able to see this. They have a new product line. I've got pictures right here I'm looking at from Tom at the Diamond Shop. And they're carrying a new line, and it's called Aurelia G. And I think these are so beautiful. 14 karat gold, natural diamonds, and color stones. Most of all of this stuff is under $500. It's a high fashion line, but they have it at a wonderful price for you. Reach out to them online at thediamondshop.net, and you can check on their various hours. Right now, as the holiday season is upon us, they're busy, and they're waiting for you to come by and say hello. Make sure you tell them the Annie Frey Show said hi when you go to visit. When you shop at the Diamond Shop, they're going to help you with any need that you have for your jewelry. Of course, they are there to help connect you with the hottest brands that are out there right now, the hottest lines that you've sought out. They have those. But they're also going to help walk you through the quality of your purchase. Maybe you have a certain budget, and then that means you have different types of options, different sizes, different qualities, different cuts, all of that different stuff. They're experts at it. Let me also add that they offer 6 months same as cash financing, and they have great specials for you all year round, but especially right now. If you're looking for a piece of jewelry, if you're looking for an appraisal, if you're looking for something custom, they do all of that there. Go check them out at thediamondshop.net.
I know we're all busy. We're working, we're running errands, trying to take care of the kids. It's really easy to put things off. One thing you do not want to put off, though, your annual eye exam. The doctors at Ophthalmology Associates not only gave me the most thorough eye exam I've ever had, but they're also experts in the diagnosis and treatment of all diseases of the eye. Everything from dry eye to macular degeneration and cataracts. Think about this. Your eye health is the window into your overall body health. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranja Malhotra, Robert Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Berry, they can look at your eyes and even tell in some cases if you have early stage diabetes, heart disease, lung problems, even some forms of cancer. They're called the doctor's doctors because they've treated more than 250 doctors. The best part about this is that most insurance plans cover the cost of your annual eye exam. Set up your appointment today, 314-966-5000. Again, 314-966-5000, or go to youridoc.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-384-7878. That's 800-384-7878. 800-384-7878.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The vote is in. STL Today has certified the result. Underlaw has been voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
As we near the end of this year, if you're looking for a new senior living community, check out Hampton Manor of Wentzville. Mark Cox here. This beautiful, brand new senior living community is located just a half mile north of the Lake St. Louis exit at Highway 70. It's a single-story community built by someone who has built resort-style living without the resort-style price. Take your visit right now. Tell them you heard Mark Cox talking about it. Go online to wentzvilleassistedliving.com.
The Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll of the day is a question that we have very little opinion on, but apparently most of you do.
Funny. These are so funny. I'm dying at these suggestions right now.
The suggestion she's talking about is who would play us in a movie.
Yeah,
so stick
sorry.
around. We're about to talk about that in just a minute.
Yours
And there
are
is a
the
ton of
best.
suggestions. But the poll of the day is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, no, or never seen it. Let us know what you think. And also, you can weigh in on who should play each of us in a movie. I have one in particular that I think is really funny. Stick around. We'll do that in just a second. 146. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Critical thinking in critical times. This is St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. Everyone is welcome.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Glisten and the children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. The snow.
All right, guys. Man, these people are so funny. I feel professionally accomplished in the way people are suggesting, specifically Ryan Wiggins' characters that he would play.
It's a wide range.
Yeah, if the question is who would play us in a movie. Trisha came in here.
Hi, guys.
To get more cookies.
I did. I'm here for cookies.
My daughter made cookies.
They're so good. Thank you.
And this is the B batch. There was one that she had a little bit less flour in that was supposed to, and they're still
if
good.
these are B, I don't know. They must have been amazing.
So, Trisha, we asked a listener had asked who would play us in a movie. And so we asked the listeners who would play us in a movie. So I'm making lists of people. And these are very funny. So you can help us. We can advocate for who would be the best here. I don't even know who all these people are. And then I Google them. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I can kind of see that. And other times I'm just laughing out loud. Are you ready? Leah? I have 3. Let me scroll here and see who else. Is there anybody who you would want? Does anybody ever tell you like a specific celebrity
No, but I was thinking, and I actually saw somebody comment it, so I was like, oh, maybe I'm onto something. Was Kristen Stewart.
Yeah?
Just because of my face. I have the RBF, and she does too. So, there's that.
We have Kristen Stewart, Eva Mendes, Keisha Castle.
I don't know.
I don't know that one.
Keisha Castle Hughes of FBI's Most Wanted. I assume that's a show and not like just the Most Wanted list.
Just a fugitive.
Is that a show? I don't even know.
A fugitive, Keisha Castle.
Keisha Castle, you know, she's not an actress, but she's been on TV a couple times on those true crime dramas.
It's a ploy to actually go find her. We need you to play this person. It's nothing nefarious whatsoever. When I was writing my list, I said Zooey Deschanel. For
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I think, did you come up with one for Leah?
For Leah, I did not.
I said Christina Ricci.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
A young Christina Ricci.
Yes.
Like Casper.
Yeah, whatever.
What, you think the old one?
Yeah. It's really up to Leah. This is her story.
Let's see here. I'm looking through to see if there's anyone else I need to highlight for Leah here. Now, Brad, let's do Brad's next. Any of those that you think, Trisha? Specifically, I will remind, not that I need to, that being radio, that the majority of people listening have no idea what we look like.
For Leah, I actually think Christina Ricci might have been.
you.
Young
Yeah.
Christina Ricci might have been the best one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, look up Casper, Christina Ricci, or what's the one movie about all the girls? Now and Then.
Oh, Now and Then.
Great
So
movie.
good.
I watched that movie so many
It's
times
so good.
when I was growing up. Brad.
Yeah.
Scooter says Bradley Cooper.
I'll take it.
Cole Hauser. You guys know who Cole Hauser is?
No.
He's Rip from Yellowstone. He also is in Good Will Hunting, and he's been around acting
That's
for
another
a
great
very
movie.
long time.
I'll take it.
Johnny Galecki. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
from Roseanne
Yes, and Big Bang Theory.
and Big Bang Theory. Matt Damon. Kevin Kline. Who's Kevin Kline?
Kevin Kline
No.
is a St. Louisan. I'll give him that. He's-
Kevin Kline. What the heck is that? Kevin Kline would play Fred Bottomer. Am I right?
I don't know what Kevin Kline
Yes.
look like
Look
now.
at this guy.
So
Look at that guy.
Yeah, that's definitely Fred Bottomer.
Yeah, Fred Bottomer is better looking than Kevin Kline, but Kevin Kline, yeah, that's who that would be.
okay.
But everybody always confuses Fred and Brad. So
Yeah.
I can't tell them apart.
Now, are
in
you
the
the
morning.
producer?
I know.
What show are we
They're
talking
the
about?
same
I don't know
people.
who you are.
I walk it. Now, are you Brad or Fred?
The last one is David Harbour.
Ooh, I like that one.
I say that one for the last because
I
that's
like
the one
that
I'm
one.
picking.
Yep, me too.
I vote David Harbour for Brad. Agreement? He is in what's that? Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. I would pick Stranger Things season 1, David Harbour, versus when he's a superhero.
Wasn't he like a angry Santa Claus or something?
Something like that.
Like in a horror movie?
He also was in was he in the Marvel universe now? He had to bulk up and get real tough, and I choose that.
Brad had to do that for
was-
his job too.
Yeah.
He was in Violent
Just
Night.
so he could look more like Fred.
Or deal with me.
He played Santa Claus in Violent Night. That guy's awesome. I like that guy.
David Harbour. We have Christina Ricci and David Harbour. Should we do Ryan's or mine next?
I think it's got to be Ryan's.
For
Ryan's?
sure.
Yes.
By the way, I chose Liev Schreiber for Brad.
I'll take that too.
That's not bad.
Not because I think he looks a lot like him, but I just like watching Liev Schreiber, and so if I'm going to watch a movie, I would cast him in it.
He's
Just
like, I like
because.
watching Liev Schreiber. I also like watching Brad.
Aw.
Brad keeps trying to hold Ryan's hand. That's
Yeah.
a true
He
story.
He won't do it.
Yes.
He won't do it.
That's also true.
Ryan, your choices are Jim Carrey. I don't
Okay.
see it.
No.
Jonah Hill.
Depends on which.
It really does.
Yeah.
Wolf
Yeah,
of
it
Wall
really
Street,
does.
Jonah Hill.
Steve Buscemi.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford now?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Clint Eastwood.
Now? Talking to a chair?
Curly Howard, who I was like, who's that? And I'm like, I just Googled you last
What?
week.
That guy. We can't make that movie. That guy is long dead. You can't do the corpse of Curly Howard.
And Gary Busey.
All right, we'll take Gary
It's
Busey.
the teeth.
I think it's Gary Busey.
It's the teeth.
Yeah. You guys suggested
Curly
one that I'm like,
Howard.
okay, fine, we'll just do that one.
Is it the Harrison Ford that you put in for yourself?
No, I didn't put that one in.
Katie Matthews says Elijah Wood. Man, I don't know if there is an actor in Hollywood that I can stand less than Elijah Wood.
Really?
Really?
Why?
He's always crying.
That's true. He
He's
always
so
has
sad.
teary eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Why is he so sad?
Because he has big doe eyes.
Yeah.
Man, I just wanted the Hobbit to die so it would be over.
Somebody kill and eat that Hobbit so we can get on with
There
this.
were a lot of feelings.
Got to the end of
He's
the
like
first
this
movie.
the whole time.
Second breakfast is you.
So awful.
Looks
Man.
like meat's back on the menu, boys.
All right. And Brad, your suggestion for Ryan?
Paul Rudd.
Did you have one, Leah?
No.
Trisha?
No, I'll go Gary Busey.
I'll go Paul Rudd, so I guess it's a tie back to you, Annie.
Gary Busey.
Ah! Dang it.
We'll have him work it out. All right.
Whichever one's cheaper. Oh, darn. I think I know which one it is.
Annie, the suggestions that I have for Annie's, these are some wild ones. The first one is Susan Summers.
Also dead.
R.I.P.
Is that the one they're picked? Amy Poehler.
Yep.
I could see that.
I think
it's Parks and Rec. I
The
think that's
version
what-
of her. in Parks and
I've
Rec.
never seen Parks and Rec. Katie, who used to be on the show, used to say that I was like the non-Joe Biden loving version of Amy Poehler. So I probably should watch that at some point. Jennifer Lawrence, that was Scooter's choice. Emma Watts, who's Emma Watts?
Emma Watson or Emma Watts?
Yeah, I think he meant Emma Watson.
Emma Watts. No, I think I look more like Emma Watts than Emma Watson.
Emma Watts.
Oh, yeah, you do. Younger, but
Interesting. Emma
iRobot.
Watts is an actress.
Yes. Yeah, people are.
I could see that.
The suggestion is like, person who suggests, like, Emma Watts, not Watson. Taylor Swift. Somebody always comments on here that I look like Taylor Swift. I have blonde hair and sometimes wear dark or
I think
like
it's your
bright
eye
lip-
shape too, a little bit. You've got very
and my voice and my money.
Yeah, yeah.
And you sing
It's your
sometimes.
singing career. It's all the world tours you're going on.
Yeah. That's what it is.
You know who she reminds me of?
Get
Is that
confused.
real rich person because she's so rich.
She does have those Gracies.
No, that's true.
Yeah, you should see the money that comes along with those Gracies. Make sure you tell Steve that when I'm negotiating my contract in a couple months here. Reese Witherspoon.
Okay.
Someone, Christina Applegate, Margot Robbie, and Sandra Bullock. Who's your choice?
Reese Witherspoon.
Margot Robbie.
I actually think Christina Applegate, younger.
Okay, I'll change mine to that.
Yeah, Christina Applegate's pretty good.
Christina Applegate?
Yep.
I didn't say mine yet.
Go for
Well, you just
Susan Sarandon. I think she would bring a real compassion to the role.
You know
really
what her
dig
name,
into who you are.
Thanks, I appreciate that. You know what her name was in Bull Durham?
Randy Rhodes.
probably Annie.
It was Annie.
It's Annie,
Ah.
and there is a term called baseball Annie that is an unsavory type of cleat chaser, so to speak, and it is named after Susan Sarandon's her performance in Bull Durham. Susan Sarandon's a great actress. She's a pretty ridiculous political advocate and protester. I've never been told I look like her.
I think she would bring a real depth to your life.
Thank you. I do live a pretty shallow life.
She would look into you and be like, I really understand and identify with this person.
You think
I'm going
Susan-
to play it real well.
Susan Sarandon would think that.
Yeah. Yeah. She'd go on screen and be like, oh, dumb conservative, dumb.
That's probably what she sees when she sees me.
Yeah.
Which is what some of our listeners see when they see me too. So that it'd probably be the artistic iteration of my life that would make the screen.
Which is why I'd like to see it.
All my dumb parts. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. All right. Gary Busey, Christina Ricci, David Harbour, and did Christina Applegate win?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good movie.
I'm watching it.
What are these people doing in this movie?
I think they're just playing cards.
They're just trying to get to 3 o'clock. That's what they're doing in the movie. X's and O's when we come back.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Are you trying to enjoy the holiday season, but the stress of finding the perfect gift is making you a Grinch? I've got the perfect solution, Rosetta Stone. With their lifetime subscription to 25 languages, you're gifting an experience that's fun, useful, and lasts forever. Your grandma can learn from the comfort of her recliner. And your brother can flirt with the exchange student he has a crush on. Or at least try. They offer customized learning plans that include engaging and fun content to teach you both the language and the culture. I took a refresher on Spanish last year for my job and just started learning Italian this year for my next adventure. Plus, they've got a special offer to help you make the holiday season more affordable. Visit rosettastone.com to score 50% off and give the gift that opens your loved ones to new experiences and perspectives. Visit rosettastone.com/radio to give a gift that doesn't flop. Offer ends soon. That's rosettastone.com/radio.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hostages killed by mistake. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Israeli military says 3 Israeli hostages were mistakenly identified as a threat during combat in Gaza and killed when the IDF troops fired toward them. The IDF expressing deep remorse and adding they immediately began to review the incident and pass on lessons learned to all troops in the field. This is U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan holds a second day of meetings in the region.
Sullivan met today with the Palestinian Authority President Abbas after sessions with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and others. The National Security Advisor pushing the Biden line to get Israel to shift from intense warfare to something more targeted and safer for Gaza civilians.
Fox's Greg Palcott. Earlier today, Israel announcing that a second border crossing into Gaza would be opened for humanitarian aid. The mother of a 6-year-old boy who shot his first-grade teacher in Virginia has just been sentenced, getting 2 years in prison for child neglect. Deja Taylor had already been sentenced to 21 months in federal prison for using marijuana while owning a gun. Today's 2-year state sentence was more than expected under a plea deal. The teacher was critically injured and is suing the Newport News School District. A legal fight in Connecticut over transgender athletes in girls' sports gets a green light to proceed on appeal.
The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan reviving a 2020 lawsuit by 4 female former high school track team members who challenged a Connecticut policy allowing transgender athletes to compete on girls' teams. Looking to strike down the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference's 2013 rule they say violates federal law to create equal opportunities for women in athletics. They also want to remove transgender competitors from race records. The court not sharing a review of those arguments, but allowing the case to move forward.
Fox's Christian Goodwin, a federal judge and a 3-judge panel had ruled the plaintiffs failed to prove they were deprived of opportunities. America is listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Oh, what a nice afternoon around town. Partly sunny skies, above average temperatures. 58 should do it for the high. Tonight, clouds move in very quickly. Some showers arriving towards morning. I think the evening is going to be dry. 39. Saturday, clouds with periods of light rain around any time on Saturday, 48. That rain comes to an end fairly quickly Saturday evening. And Sunday, partly sunny and 52. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Mark Cox here. You're not alone if you think when you hear an ad saying, we'll buy your home for cash, you're just a few short minutes away from a lowball offer, right? Well, I was talking with Gloria Liu from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Here's what she said. It's crucial to know the truth about those cash offer companies. You spend years earning equity in your home. You decide you need to sell it. A cash investment company buys your home for 15% below market value, puts a little TLC into it, then sells it for 10% above its original true market value. Here's what I can say. Gloria Liu's different. She has multiple cash buyers who bid against each other, giving you the highest cash offer to choose from. Zero hassle, no showings, and close quickly. Learn more, get multiple cash offers today by calling Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
If you want to lose weight, I've got a great idea for you. Mark Cox here for my friends at Victory Men's Health. They're now offering FDA-approved semaglutide. They have tremendous results with this medication. The average patient loses 15% of their body weight. Men and women can get semaglutide from Victory Men's Health at any of their 3 locations. Be sure and book your appointment today online at victorymenshealth.com.
This holiday season, give them a steal. Save $40 on the HSA 45 battery-powered hedge trimmer. Go to steelusa.com/gift guide. Now $99.99 was $139.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out yourEyeDoc.com. That's yourEyeDoc.com.
Conservatives care, supporting SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Join us by attending the Give Back Trivia Night on January 5th, hosted by Mark Reardon, or donate at 971talk.com/events. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Let's up, let's ride. Gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Yeah, it's the Annie Frey Show on a Friday. It's 2:06, and we're happy that you're here with us. We've got X's and O's coming up here with a couple listeners back in studio with us. And a reminder, Leah's learning the board this week, and she's doing a great job. And you have a request, Leah, from listener James. Said, Leah, could you drop in, quote, Wheels in the Sky by Journey over the top of Ryan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know how much I love Steve Perry. And so if you could just play that any Steve Perry anytime, that's fine.
Okay, noted.
We talk about Steve Perry all the time off the air. It's all Leah and I connected on is Steve Perry.
Steve Perry. Leah is looking at you like she doesn't even know what to respond.
She has no idea.
No idea. We've got a YouTube live chat poll up for you today, as we do each day. If you go to join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, you can participate in the X's and O's game that we're going to have here in just a few minutes. Ryan, this week, how much effort would you say you put into X's and O's?
I would say on a scale of 1 to tremendous, on the tremendous side, a tremendous amount of effort, Annie, and it will pay off.
Do you know who you sound like?
No.
Donald Trump. Oh. Do you sound like Donald Trump?
I think you're right, Annie.
Tremendous.
So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to play X's and O's, and it is going to be one of the better games that you've ever heard in your life. I promise.
The likes of which no one has ever seen.
That's right. This
tremendous effort
I'm doing
by Ryan
this right
Wiggins.
now. I'm putting my hands in like OK symbols like he always does, but it doesn't really come
It's
through on the radio.
also a white power symbol from what I've been
As
told.
I've been told. Yeah, I
You
don't
should
know.
stop.
I guess so. I don't know who's watching for that and going, oh, now I know.
Well, the YouTube live chat poll for today is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Your options are yes, no, or never seen it. I have never seen it before, and I'm waiting for somebody to persuade me that I do need to see it. I'm not opposed to seeing it, but Brad has informed me I'm not allowed to watch it with my kids.
It is not a kid-friendly movie.
Not a kid-friendly movie.
I think it's got a family-positive message, but it's not told in a family-positive way.
That's also like Donald Trump.
It is.
Tremendous.
Fair enough.
Tremendous. It's going to be a great game.
Are you interested? Are you interested in seeing Die Hard at all?
I am because people talk about it so much, but it also makes me want to not see it because people talk about it so
Why
much.
do you like that? My husband has never seen the movie Titanic.
Oh, good for him.
Too long.
Yeah, no, I'm with Ryan on that one. Good for him.
Why?
Because it's garbage.
It is not garbage.
It's
a
not
good movie.
garbage, but I took a girl to see that movie when I was
Did she hurt
in
you?
late high school. I
Was it a
think.
first date?
And I don't remember if it was a first date.
That's terrible first date.
But I
movie.
ended up having to see that movie, and then she wanted to see it again. And
I
I'm
think
like,
I saw
don't
it
wanna
6
do
times
this.
in the theater.
Really?
That sounds about right.
That's what everybody was doing. We didn't have anything else to do in the 90s. People don't understand this. The movie cost $4, and we had nothing else to do.
My best friend would go with his mom and sister to the movies because they're as a family they loved going to the movies. And he was like, we were like, all right, cool. What are we gonna go see? And they'd get there. Like, I don't know. We'll decide when we get there. And it's like, let's go see Titanic again. He's like, no.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Anyway, he's a history teacher. I think he needs to see the movie. I think it's
Oh.
very well done.
When I saw the first movie poster for Titanic, I was excited because I thought it would be a history movie, and it's not. It's just a stupid love story.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
Focus on like anything historical
right.
about it. I'm so mad about that movie.
I think they should have done a sequel to that movie.
Oh my God.
Titanic 2.
They brought it
Leonardo
back.
DiCaprio washes up on the shore of an island.
Titanic 2.
And he's angry. And he's out for revenge.
Yeah, yeah. He gets
Against
involved with
ice.
the mob.
Yeah.
But it's all on an island.
He kills Olaf.
Titanic 2, global warming.
Oh, that would be sad. Unlike Titanic 1.
Titanic 2 would not be sad because Leonardo DiCaprio would have survived. He'd be like, oh my gosh, this is great. But then he's getting involved in some really dicey stuff.
Unlike what he was doing before he got on the boat in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. Which was being homeless and gambling and that type of
What
stuff.
if one of Leonardo DiCaprio's current movies is a sequel to Titanic? Has the internet figured that out yet?
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yep, that's me.
That's the one.
You're wondering how I got here.
Somebody just add a prologue to one of Leonardo DiCaprio's movies that explains this is what happened to get him here, and now watch the movie. I think we'd approach his movies a little differently.
The YouTube live chat poll
Yep.
is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Your answers, options are yes, no, or never seen it. We'll give you the result at 2:45. We've got Amanda and Libby in here. We are excited to have you guys back, and I need to ask you the question first. Is it a Christmas movie? Amanda, have you seen it?
Oh, yes.
Christmas movie?
Yes.
Are you mad about the fact that people disagree with that?
No, I'm not.
There seems to be rage. Not from you.
Oh.
From Ryan.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Not even about this.
Yeah, not about that.
Just general
Just
rage.
against the machine.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. No, I'm not. No, I'm not mad
about
at those that don't see it that way. I don't understand it, but
it is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
What do you think, Libby?
I thankfully have never seen it.
You haven't seen it either. Okay,
Thankfully.
we're in the same camp.
Thankfully.
Do you have a commitment to never see it?
I don't have a commitment to never see it. However, I don't understand why it is a question. I do think it was brought up by a Fanny.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I believe so as
Okay.
well.
I saw that.
So good.
All right, it's on the list. I gotta get rid of my kids, which
I
is
think-
pretty much everything in my life.
So hard.
Good luck with that.
I'll do it in 2045.
Right.
There you go. Ryan, Todd, are
Here
we
we
ready?
go. We are ready for X's
Leah?
and O's. The game board is behind you, Amanda and Libby. Have we determined who's going first yet? Who?
Me.
You're going first.
I think
Okay.
they've got all of this worked out.
Okay. And do we know who is what? X's and O's.
This is Amanda, and this is Libby.
Yes. Amanda is going
Hi.
first, and then Libby is going second by
Yep.
default. But who's X's and who's O's?
Your choice.
I'll be an X.
Okay, Amanda's X's,
That was
Libby's
an O last
O's, and you will start the game. Of course, you know how to play the game, but it is
I think-
tic-tac-toe. In getting X's and O's into those boxes, you have to pick a number 1 through 9, and then answer a corresponding question, but you don't have to just answer it by yourself. You have one of 3 experts in front of you, Brad, Leah, and Annie, who will answer the question. You get to pick one of them to answer for you. You simply agree or disagree for the square. That is how we play X's and O's. If you get a tic-tac-toe, though, don't stop. We just keep going because you can get multiple tic-tac-toes, and if nobody gets one, it's total numbers of squares that wins the game. All right. With that in mind, Amanda, you are first. Which square do you want to start with?
5.
5. Center square. And who is your expert in this game of the 3 in the room?
Leah.
Leah answering the first question. Leah.
Yes. Hi.
Sorry. She's ready.
Yeah, she is.
With confidence, Leah.
Okay. The Post-Dispatch is reporting that during the Blues' latest win over the Senators, Blues star Jordan Kyrou was booed during the game, afterwards saying, quote, "I definitely heard those." In what city was Jordan Kyrou booed during the Blues' 4-2 win?
Glad I didn't get this question.
St. Louis.
St.
Ooh,
Louis.
Good answer. 50-50 shot here.
Oh,
Home and
shoot.
away.
Amanda, agree or disagree with St. Louis?
Agree.
That is correct. Good job.
Good job,
Excellent job.
That
Excellent
makes sense.
job.
The only
Yeah.
other reason to boo him would be if they were where he came from.
And they were
And
doing. It was based on some comments. You know, this
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, yeah.
He
Yeah, he
made
said
some comments about
he's
Berube.
not the coach anymore.
Yeah, and it didn't even sound like when I read it. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound like it's that big of a
Yeah.
deal. But
You know,
well,
go ahead.
That was his comments on why Berube. Berube is a beloved coach of St. Louis.
Berube? Right.
Yeah, Craig Berube.
Isn't
Chief,
it Berube?
I would have said Berube, but
let's just call him Chief. He was a huge beloved figure in St. Louis because he brought the Stanley Cup here, the Stanley Cup, the one that the Blues have.
Not the one that Ryan Wiggins carries
Right.
around.
Yeah.
And
that one's paper.
His firing was a bit of a shock. Fans aren't super happy about it, and then I think they believe that there's some sort of friction between Kyrou and Berube.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, it was an interesting story to read.
You know, when I hear Kyrou, the only thing I think is Caillou, and everybody hates Caillou. If you know, you know. If
Your
you don't look it up. You'll hate him too.
I don't, and I'm not going to look it up.
Caillou? You don't
No.
know who Caillou is?
I don't.
Oh, man.
How?
How'd you get out of that?
I don't know, and I've been told now not to look it up.
Don't.
He didn't know who Bluey was though either though, and I don't.
That's
See?
not even right. That's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I watched the American version, red, white, and bluey. Libby,
Oh my gosh.
your turn.
I'm gonna go with number 3, top right.
Top right.
Top right, number 3.
Number 3, and who's answering?
Brad.
All right, let's do this.
All right, let's do this, Brad.
Brad, the first 3 Republican primary / caucus states are Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. And the governors of each state have endorsed different candidates, with New Hampshire's happening just Tuesday.
Yes.
Tell me who Kim Reynolds, Chris Sununu, and Henry McMaster have endorsed.
Oh, see, this stinks because I know the first 2. So Kim Reynolds has endorsed Ron DeSantis. And then Sununu endorsed Nikki Haley. And they've all endorsed different candidates, correct? That's what you said in the question. Read the question again.
He's getting bossy.
South Carolina, New
Thank you,
Hampshire, Iowa, the governors of each state have endorsed different candidates, with New Hampshire's happening just Tuesday.
3 different ones.
So,
Ronald McDonald.
man,
come
the
on,
only
Brad.
last one I could think of would have been like
Malarkey.
Mike,
I don't think he's running.
Joe Biden.
You're going with
No. Yeah, Joe Biden.
You're going with DeSantis, Haley, and Biden.
And Joe Biden.
I think Brad is incorrect.
You have chosen wisely.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, South Carolina's Governor Henry McMaster has endorsed Trump.
Okay.
So it is 3 different candidates. I didn't even think about the fact that you could have gone the other side of the aisle, but you did.
Thank you, Brian.
And Libby, you have benefited from it. So we have 1X, 1O, and then back to Amanda.
Awesome. All right, Amanda.
1.
1.
Top left.
Who is your expert?
Annie.
Annie.
Thank you, Ryan, for the applause.
That was you.
That was me.
This week, President Biden unilaterally made a move to ban drilling in more than 10 million acres of land. As of now, an additional 10 million acres of the oil-rich North Slope is banned from drilling in which state?
What? I'm
your
trying to
show.
think of what the you would think.
10 million acres
Uh-huh.
banned from drilling
Uh-huh.
in the oil-rich North Slope, which is in which state?
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
I disagree.
That is correct.
Good odds.
That is correct.
It's Alaska.
It is Alaska.
Alaska?
It is
Okay.
Alaska.
Good for you.
10 million
Here,
acres.
Yeah,
Here.
it's wild.
You host the show. I'm going home.
Overachiever.
Yeah.
All right, there's 2 X's on the board and 1 O. Libby, it is your turn.
Oh, well, I think if I'm smart, I better go with number 9, bottom right.
Number 9, bottom right. All
For
right.
the block.
You guys
For
are
the block.
dancing all around all my audio, so we're going to have an audio-rich second half here.
Those are the favorite.
And whose answer was it, Brad? Or who'd you pick?
I didn't pick yet.
Did you pick?
I'm going to go with Annie.
Yay.
Annie. Oh, boy.
South Dakota.
Ah, boy.
Hooray.
You just want to lock that in ahead of time? The National Film Registry just inducted 25 more movies into its Hall of Fame,
Oh, good. This is my wheelhouse. Go on.
including one of our Christmas movies that didn't win the poll yesterday.
Okay, that narrows it down to 3. Which
You can
one won the
name-
poll? Christmas Vacation.
You can name that movie or really any inducted into the Library of Congress's National Film Registry in 2023. I have the list here. The movies inducted have to be at least 10 years old, but this one, as most inductees are, is over 30 years old.
How old am I?
I don't know.
So that eliminates one of them.
Yeah, it's not Elf. Home Alone. I don't know if it's over 30 years old. I think it's over 30 years old now. Home Alone.
Home Alone. Libby?
Oh my God, is it really over 50 years old?
Suddenly feeling old?
Oh my God, yes.
If it's not over, it's real close.
Early 90s.
I think it had an anniversary recently.
I do too. I think it might have been the 30th.
Oh,
I think it caused a lot of us to feel what Libby's feeling right now.
Can I do math right now, please?
I think it's Home Alone.
Okay. Libby? Agree or disagree?
Macaulay Culkin just got a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I didn't know that.
He closed his speech with something about filthy animals.
Yeah. Okay,
Really?
I'm gonna show my age and agree.
You guys are all over it. That is correct.
I just
That
don't
is
think
correct.
that It's a Wonderful Life would have waited this long to
No,
be there.
it definitely.
You're right. You're right.
That was my.
So good
That
job.
was deductive reasoning.
With the block and now threatening,
Oh.
we are going to take a quick break right now. Join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and play along with us here on X's and O's. We do this each Friday afternoon so that we can wrap up with a little quiz show of the news that we have covered throughout the show and everything else Ryan wants us to have to answer to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are going to have to anster for a lot in the next segment.
The YouTube live chat poll is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, no, or never seen it? The comment from Hunter here is the poll question that you got to ask is, can you tell the story without Christmas? I don't know, because I've never seen it. You got to tell us what you think. We'll be right back.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out.
The Andy Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Has anyone ever taken the time to help you at a point in your life when you were in desperate need? How did that make you feel toward the person that helped you? The word gratitude comes to mind. Hi, I'm Martin Winslow, founder and president of Bethlehem Christian Academy. Through the years, I've met so many children that have gratitude toward those who help them through their child sponsorships. Currently, BCA has 2,000 students spread over 4 countries, full of children filled with gratitude toward those who've helped them. But there continues to be great need. BCA's ministry is transforming lives by feeding and educating poor and orphan children in some of the poorest places in Africa and South Asia. Here's how you can help. For just $36 a month, you can offer these kids hope of a better future, but more importantly, give them the opportunity to learn about Jesus. You can also join us on a mission trip to one of our several school locations overseas and meet the child you sponsor. Remember that feeling of gratitude you had toward the person who helped you out? Wouldn't you like to pass that feeling on to someone else? To find out more about how you can get involved with BCA's ministry, please visit bcaministries.com. That's bcaministries.com.
It's football season, and the NFL is in full effect on the free Odyssey app. We're heading into the final stretch of the regular season, and the playoff picture is starting to come into focus. Whatever team you're rooting for, the free Odyssey app has you covered with the local talk and your team's podcasts. Plus, listen to play-by-play of every Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night game from Westwood One. If you're looking for the NFL, it's all on the free Odyssey app. Download it today and search for your favorite team. That's AUDACY.
Mark Cox here. Join me next spring on a beautiful trip to Italy. This is going to be great. We're going to fly into Rome. We are going to get on a bus and travel south to the Abbey of Monte Cassino, maybe Italy's best-kept secret. It looks like something out of a picture book. We'll visit Puglia. We'll go to Caserta. We're going to spend several days in Sorrento. You'll have an opportunity to visit the ruins in Pompeii, and then Positano, which is on the Amalfi Coast and absolutely one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. I can tell you, my wife and I have been there, and we can't wait to go back. You can even take a high-speed jet foil over to the Isle of Capri, which has some tremendous historic Roman ruins on it that you can visit while you're there. $53.67 a person. That includes your airfare from the St. Louis area. Call them toll-free at 888-733-9494. That's 888-733-9494. Or conservativetours.com.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-873-7171. 800-873-7171. 800-873-7171.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AAMCO.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Save up to 20% on a new HVAC system when you bundle it with attic insulation. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Keeping you connected and aware.
In the world, the country, and the community.
And offering more ways than ever to listen conveniently. Tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 FM Talk or download the Odyssey app.
Build a snowman with the wind at his back. Got the day planned.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Fight the wind chill.
Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Going downtown and spreading good cheer, handing gloves out when we volunteer for the children, grinning from ear to ear, singing Christmas time is here. And everybody's like, ha ha ha, ho ho ho, fight in the cold with some hot cocoa. Grab a grandma to the mall we go. And there's a man outside with a bucket and a bell. Wants to go home with a story to tell. He's reminding us that his Christmas got nothing to do with living for himself. It's the light of Christmas.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It's X's and O's time, as you know, at 2 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. We're wrapping up the week with a little trivia, and our guests today are our listeners, our Fannies, which I did not pick that name, folks. That was bestowed upon the Fannies by the Fannies themselves. Brad, you might have been originally part of the...
I was one of the founding members.
Oh.
I wouldn't say founding members. I was one of the first invitees of the founding members.
Brian Brad was a founding Fanny.
Yes, he was. Who picked Fannies?
Started with Jimmy.
Yeah?
Yep. I think
Still
he came
Jimmy.
up with the name.
Yeah, I think he did too. It's just people who listen to the show a lot, and this was maybe when I was on Saturday still.
Mm-hmm.
You people, I love you. But they came up with that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you sure? They're like, well, spell it with 2 E's instead of an I-E. And I'm like, I guess that makes it different.
Somebody recently came in studio and suggested Friars.
The other thing that I have heard people refer to themselves is the fanny pack.
I like that too. I like that too.
You would. So, anywho.
That's one of the best. Honestly, though, Trisha has one of the better fan club names, the Trisha Militia.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's just great.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Brad's Rangers.
weird thing that we have here on the Annie Frey Show. All right. Is Todd still here? Did he have to take a
Oh, no, I
union
think he
break
might be gone.
to
I think
Camel
he's
X?
gone.
He always
Yeah,
tries
he's
to get
over
into
it.
Camel X.
Oh, wait,
and we're
he's
like,
walking
we
over.
understand. We get it. Don't we all?
Oh, okay, he's back.
He's over on the Dave Glover show just drumming.
He was
Staring right in his eyes.
I just want to make it
through
big.
the glass in the newsroom.
Yeah.
Michael Calhoun's like, can you get the guy out of here? Trying to do reports.
Whose turn is it? We've got 2 X's on the board, 2 O's on the board. Ryan?
It is Amanda's turn, and as usual with a good game of X's and O's, there's been a lot of threatening, but no tic-tac-toes yet.
A lot of
A lot of threatening.
Yet.
I love it when there's a lot of threatening. But no tic-tac-toes, which means that it is Amanda's turn to pick wherever you like.
I think I should probably go with 6.
I do too, but I didn't want to suggest that
okay,
just
well,
in case. That
Why
would be
you
for the block.
always do.
That's because I always do it, and then I step on it, and I got to trip, and I got to get back up. And I didn't do it this time. So 6, who's
We're proud of
answering?
you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Who's answering?
Brad.
All right.
I haven't chosen Brad yet.
Brad, you and Amanda have
Oh, boy.
Hooray.
stumbled into AI.
This is super creepy.
So this is a real quote from the week, run through artificial intelligence. Won't sound like the person, but tell me who said this.
We all watched the television coverage just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet. Based on what we've just been able to see, and because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Sounds more eloquent.
I thought you said you ran that through AI.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
Shut up, silly woman.
I like the pause in there. Shut up.
I think I
Think
got
about
this,
this.
but do you want to play it
Silly
again?
woman.
Just in case?
No, we don't need
No?
to play it
Pretty
again.
obvious
All
to me.
We've already played it enough today.
Yeah. This is Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's who really said it.
We all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet.
That's so much.
Based on what we've just been able to see. And because
Probably.
we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
That is correct. Deep, deep eternal wisdom being shared.
Yes, right. So deep that some of us don't even understand it.
Yeah.
Nor can we grasp it or not grasp it.
Maybe she could make
Or-
like a Venn diagram.
Yeah, she loves them.
Maybe. The ancient philosophers will look back on this day and say, she really was onto something there. She covered all her bases. Libby, back to you. It is still no tic-tac-toes with that block.
Oh,
leaves
look
you
at
in
that.
it leaves you in kind of a quandary here. You have to create something out of nothing.
Yeah, right.
I think you should pick 2.
I
Don't-
think you're wrong.
Yeah. I would not do that.
I'm trying to.
All right.
I know, right?
Got to pick.
Dead silence. Okay, I'm gonna go with number 7, bottom left.
Number 7. Okay. You sure? Number 7. Here we go. All right. Who's answering this question for you?
Leah?
Leah?
Her.
Leah, sorry.
Leah. Leah, guess what?
Mom brain.
You found an audio whoopee of the day. Whoopee. I'm going to play for you a clip from a movie that's been blowing up streams across the country. You just have to tell me what movie this popular film is.
My body's a sacred temple. I'm all about physical fitness. Bug-based foods, mRNA vaccines, equitable and inclusive hiking. There it is. My lover says you were a great coach back in the day.
What movie is that from?
Is it Lady Ballers?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
You think it's Lady Ballers?
Yeah.
I
Really?
haven't a clue, but Leah looks pretty confident. So.
Well, it sounded like Matt Walsh, so I was like,
Yes.
I
it's
have
not
no
every
idea.
day he's in a movie.
I probably picked the wrong square anyway, so I'm gonna go with Leah.
You are correct on both accounts.
Oh man, look at that!
That is the right answer, and you did pick the wrong square.
I did. You guys put me under pressure.
We gave you
I had
time.
mom brain for a minute.
Amanda?
I think I'd like 4, please.
I think that
I
was the
know.
one. All right, and who is answering number 4?
Annie, no pressure. Just saying.
None felt.
There's a lot on the line here because you realize that even if you do get this, she has put herself in a position to get you right back in the next turn.
True story.
All right,
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Now, play offense. You're good.
here we go. Jill Biden's tap dancing flamboyant Christmas video is
Oh.
being compared to the rich people in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, we're really excited about the
I saw
version
this.
that we're making with Ryan Wiggins doing that here. So
I have not
stay
heard
tuned
about
for
this
that.
yet.
Yes, you have.
Yeah,
You're
you
on the
have.
message. Don't lie.
You put a fire emoji by it.
You got to talk to my
You
people.
were excited about it.
You are your people.
Talk to my agent.
Which
I'll just talk to my best friend.
No, don't do that. Don't talk to my wife. She'll say yes to anything you say. Okay, the Christmas video
It's happening.
is being compared to rich people in the Hunger Games, while the New York Post compared it to A Clockwork Orange. Fox News reports that it's a group that promotes defund the police that was in the video. What is the name of the song/musical it's supposed to be a playful interpretation of?
The Nutcracker.
That was very fast.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It was the Nutcracker.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Ish.
It was
Very
some version
ish.
of the Nutcracker.
Here's a hot take. I don't think that what they did was as bad as everyone is saying it is.
I thought the same thing.
It's actually artistic and I'm not mad at it at all. But the way that they treated Melania Trump when she decorated the White House,
Yeah.
they deserve every bit of hate and disgust. And if you're gonna go hire a company that is kind of known for hating some of the most foundational things that our country stands by, you're going to get what you get, and you're going to throw fit. We get it. We understand that's how you garner votes. But the actual performance, I'm not really as mad. I'm not looking at that going, this is a travesty. I don't have, it didn't push me in the rage
It
area
was just
like some do.
gaudy. It was very gaudy.
I don't know. I thought it was artistic.
And
I thought the
it
tap
did-
dancing was neat.
I'm not saying they were bad dancers, but I did think of when people were like, yeah, this is rich people Hunger Games. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm on that boat. We're back to Libby now. So you, Amanda, you have a tic-tac-toe.
I do.
So if the game stands as is, you would win. But Libby, you have the ability to strike right back here. So I don't know if that was a bad move after all.
So you think I should go for square number 2? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Do whatever you want.
Instead of that, I think I'm going to go for 8, bottom middle.
All right, 8. Who's answering for you?
Who can I pick? Are
You've
there-
got me or Leah.
Okay, Brad.
Brad, you have
I
stumbled into AI. This is a real clip from the week run through artificial intelligence. Tell me who said this.
Not one thing, if you think about it, has gotten better under crooked Joe Biden. Name one thing where we're doing well.
Everybody.
Everybody. No, that is Donald Trump.
I'm very confident in Brad. That is correct.
Okay. Big moment in the game here.
Yes.
If you get it right, you tie. If you don't, the game's pretty much over.
All right, no pressure. Brad's correct.
Here's who said it.
Donald Trump.
Not one thing, if you think about it, has gotten better under crooked Joe Biden. Name one thing where we're doing well.
Keyword crooked.
It is, isn't it? That was the giveaway.
Yep.
Okay, we're down to the last square of the game. So I love this. You each have a tic-tac-toe, so it's not as if it's just total squares. You each are tied. We have one square left. Whoever gets this question wins the game. So, Amanda, assuming you're going with number 2, since that's the only option,
I guess.
which of these experts is left on the board?
Leah.
Is
I
it
think
just
it's
Leah?
Leah.
Leah. Leah.
You got it.
You got
You got it.
well, it's another actually for you. Audio whoopee. It has some audio associated with it. I'm going to play for you a clip from a newsmaker this week who had this to say.
My subscriptions are now open on X. Don't miss out on the piping hot tea for just $7 a month. You're going to go nuts with what's coming your way. Hey, Congress people, beware. He'll have no fury like a scorned. Bye.
Who is speaking?
I have no idea, but
Hold on a second. Who's answering this?
I am.
Do you know the answer?
I heard this. I
Mhm.
watched it.
I just wanted to give you the opportunity, if you know it, to answer it, but you don't know for sure. All right, Leo, who are you gonna guess?
This may be surprising, but I'm going to say George Santos.
George Santos. Okay. Amanda?
It's just the whole game.
I know. It's
no pressure.
It's fine.
Nothing on the line.
It all comes
I
down
lost
to this.
last time just because of number of squares. So.
Ooh,
Right. It's just
so
I
we're
started.
back.
And that's why
I know.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
why you started this one.
I'm gonna trust Leah.
You're going to trust me? Okay, so you're also going to agree that that's George Santos.
I agree with
Opening
Leah.
up for subscriptions on Twitter X. All right, here's the answer. Here's who said it.
Hey all, George Santos here. My subscriptions are now open on X.
Good job. Good job, Leah.
Leo for the win.
She's paying attention.
Hi, girl.
She knows things.
Apparently.
It's fine.
That's awesome.
Nice game.
Nice game, ladies.
Very, very good game.
Good job.
Great fannies.
I could not say that. Not publicly.
You gonna say it privately?
Actually, no. Now that you
That's
say
even
that.
weirder.
This is,
It's not better.
Yeah.
Both of you, thank you for coming in. Amanda, the ornaments that you guys sent us from your children that they made were so awesome. We were so grateful for your generosity, and make sure you tell all of your kids thank you. We're going to take a
I
picture
will
with
do
them.
so.
Also, happy or Merry Christmas, I should say, to Shirley.
Woo!
Shirley, get a Merry Christmas from the show here. That's Libby's mother-in-law.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Shirley.
We appreciate you for...
From the whole show.
You got more?
No, I was just speaking on behalf of the Eddie Frey show there.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Always good to have you guys here. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks,
All right.
guys. We appreciate it.
Any more Fanny comments, right?
No.
Probably a good idea. The results of the YouTube live chat poll. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, no, or never seen it on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. This is to decide it so we never have to talk about it again. I think. Maybe. Go vote on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, and we'll give you those results when we come back.
Ho, 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 four-wheel driving through the snow, fighting the cold with some hot cocoa. Grabbing grandma to the mall we go, and there's a man outside with a bucket and a bell. Wants to go home with a story to tell. He's reminding us that his Christmas got nothing to do with living for himself. It's the light of Christmas shining through.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure is just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
At Neovitin, we are all about supporting your nutrition, and that's why we are excited about our new Neovitin Omega-3 supplement. Neovitin Omega-3 is formulated with 1,200 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids to help support healthy hearts. Our high-quality omega-3 fish oils are sourced from wild-caught fish and tested for heavy metals. With our convenient monthly subscription, you can get Neovitin Omega-3 delivered right to your door every month with no long-term obligations. Support your daily nutrition and sign up for a Neovitin Omega-3 subscription at neovitin.com today.
The Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll of the day is about Die Hard. Is it a Christmas movie? That's the question everybody's been asking. We're going to determine the answer to that question today by the poll that you are answering right now. Yes, no, or never seen it. Let us know.
It's really close.
Is it?
Right now.
I haven't seen the results.
I just peeked at them. It's close.
So this will determine for the rest of time the answer to this question. You can always refer back to it. It'll be in Trivial Pursuit in the future, I'm sure.
It's from the science.
The science will determine, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? You can be a part of history by answering the question. It is 2:46. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Friday Reardon Roundtable is set to go here after Fox News at 3 o'clock. Jane's on the panel, State Rep Donna Behringer, Republican consultant Greg Keller. We're going to mix it up. It's all starting in a matter of minutes.
I think I saw old Santa through my window Christmas Eve. My eyes were really droopy, but I really do believe it must have been old Santa. 'Cause I saw his big red hat, and I know my mom and dad can't fly like that. Oh no.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Footsteps in the hall outside my door. The same old Christmas trick my dad had played since I was 4. He stands outside my bedroom, yelling ho ho ho, because he knows I don't believe in Santa Claus. No way. He knows I don't believe in Santa Claus.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Just wrapped up a good game of X's and O's. Another really good competitive one that we've had some games where it was over in the first like 3 squares
Yeah.
almost. But that was a good one. Two tic-tac-toes and 5 X's to 4 O's. We always appreciate it when we get to have listeners in here to do X's and O's, and we always appreciate all y'all who come on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and participate along with us. How long does it take you to put that together? Do you put it together all week?
I do. I try to put it together all week. Usually, though, it's hard because the news that's breaking later in the week is more relevant to what we're discussing. So I can't do a whole lot on Monday and Tuesday. I put together most of it Thursday, Friday.
How much of your, we've got the YouTube live chat poll up right now. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, no, never seen it. You can go to the Annie Frey YouTube poll channel in the live broadcast. We broadcast live every day, and you can vote in the live chat portion of that and weigh in. We'll give you those results in about 7 minutes from now. How much of this weekend is going to be spent putting a bow on it, so to speak, for Christmas, which is not this weekend, but the next weekend?
Yeah, quite a bit of it. We have a lot of wrapping to do, as probably most people do. I like wrapping nights, though, because once the kids go down, we just sit there and watch movies and wrap as much as we possibly can. And then we usually hit a wall, and we go, okay, that's enough for tonight.
How late can you or have you stayed up doing that?
Well, it depends on how close to Christmas we are. Because if
at some point you just can't stop.
Yeah, if it's this weekend, we'll probably go until we start to feel tired, and then we'll just stop, and that'll be 10 o'clock.
Have you ever been doing this on Christmas Eve? Wait,
Yeah.
well, first of all, when does the family open Christmas presents?
Well, this year's a little different because we are having my wife's side of the family in our house. So we have to be
To
done
spend
with
the night, to, like,
yeah,
stay?
on Christmas Eve they're going to get there, at noonish. So we have to be done with everything by the 23rd this year. And then, but on the opposite side of that coin, we also are doing Christmas with my side of the family later than usual because of my brother's work schedule. So we have to be done with everything for that side and the kids.
When's D-Day? Or what's the D time?
23rd.
So what's the latest you've ever stayed up? Like, what's the latest in the season, in the day, in the night that you have been...
Oh,
we can't stop.
Yeah, we've stayed up till at least 1 a.m. before on Christmas Eve when the kids were a little younger.
Christmas morning, Christmas Eve night.
Yeah, we're getting better at that, but I think we have. Because it sneaks up on you. You think, all of a sudden, I think I got this under control. We got, maybe a dozen gifts left to wrap. And then you realize, oh, no, we got to wrap all the stocking things too. And it just multiplies as you're doing it.
I remember one specific Christmas where I think we were up past 4 a.m.
Christmas
morning.
Okay.
Christmas Eve night.
Yeah.
I don't really remember why it was that way, but we were not in a position to be ready before that. I think sometimes earlier on, especially when after Charlie was born, my son, and he'll be 14 the day after Christmas. Earlier on, if you are somebody who is buying gifts on a really strict budget, which, I mean, when my son was born, my husband went back to school. He has a communications degree like I do, and he went back to school to be a teacher. So we went through years of, I don't even know how we paid our bills. We paid our bills, but that was about what we did. And so you can't just spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on Black Friday to get gifts for everybody because you don't have the money to do that. So you got to work it out through the course of the season. And I mean, that's a real thing that I remember experiencing. And I just remember, I think I got an hour of sleep. And I remember on Christmas morning being in my robe, laying on the couch, spending every ounce of energy I had trying to keep my eyes open.
Oh.
It wasn't good.
No.
And it was when my son was, I mean, he might have been 4, maybe Jensen was 2 or something like that. Like, you wanted to be, it's one of those great times when you get to watch kids just enjoy the magic of Christmas morning. It was difficult. So we have always said we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing it anymore. And then it's usually, if we're done at 1 o'clock on Christmas Eve, we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. We go to a Christmas Eve candlelight service at our church. So we're up late. That usually gets out, gosh, I'm thinking it might have been an 11 o'clock service p.m. So I feel like when we get home and finally get everyone to bed and they're all hyped up and everything, that it's after midnight anyway. So you were tying up loose ends that way. But This is one of those things, and I have to keep this at an arm's length because it becomes too emotional for me. But it's one of those things that people say, like, you're really going to miss it. And I think Christmas is one of those things that marks time in a really, really heavy way. It does for me. It's a positive thing, but it's also a heavy thing because your memory of Christmas last year, like when you have little people in your life and you go back and you look 12 months earlier at the Christmas present opening and everything, they look like different people. They grow so fast and they change so much over the course of that time that I've really, I would not dramatically use the word desperately, tried to eliminate anything that stresses me out. If it's stressing me out because it's not going according to plan, just change the freaking plan. Don't let the stress seep into your life, seep into your experience. The wrapping will get done. If it's not perfect, that's fine. If you didn't get as many gifts as you wanted, or if you thought you were going to get something for someone and you weren't able to pull it off, or if you run out of time, or if somebody spills something, or if you're going to be 10 minutes late, it's fine. It's all fine. Because I can think of times in my life where the stress and the pressure sucks the magic and the moment away, and you just don't have enough of those moments to give into it. You just got to let it go. And whatever your idea of perfect is likely not as perfect as you think it's going to be. And the part about the holidays that I am learning, this is a me talking about things I'm working on with me from experience of trying to have too strong and tight of a grip on everything so that everything goes according to the way that we planned out, that it just, at the end, you realize you're so stressed out from the grip that is too hard that when you go to relax, you realize, I think I missed it. And that has happened, not recently, but that has happened in as a parent raising children, and I just won't ever let that happen again.
It's funny you use that word grip because that's what I was thinking the whole time. I've talked to my wife about this, less so recently, but more when the kids were a little younger, that she and I both, I think she does it more than I do, really tries in those moments to grab the moment and the memory so much because she's like, this is such a wonderful thing. And Christmas is one of those. It happens other times too, that she almost like squeezes the life out of the memory while it's happening. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, just live. Just live now. Let the memory be the memory. Don't try to create the memory. Breathe.
Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of things, I speak as a mom because I am a mom, but there are a lot of pressures that tell you, like, this is what you need to achieve. You know what the end goal is, and then you've got to do all of the things to get there. And if you do that, you will create a wonderful memory that somebody else manufactured for you. And your family is unique. Your principles are likely different. And the value of what a time like this particular holiday season is, it can't be manufactured or off of some conveyor belt of what it's supposed to be, and then you have your picture that looks like everybody else's pictures, and it's like, yes, I achieved it. That's not what you're going for. And releasing the responsibility and the pressure on yourself to make that happen is priceless. I encourage you to do that this season. The YouTube live chat poll for today is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, no, or never seen it? Ryan?
Never seen it.
Brad?
I'm a yes.
Leah?
Never seen it.
Me? Never seen it. Denise on Facebook. Hi, Denise. Thanks for commenting. No, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Just because a movie takes place at Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie. Jennifer says, yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. The entire movie takes place during the Christmas season, so it's as much a Christmas movie as It's a Wonderful Life. Fighting words. I've never even seen it, and I want to fight. Greg said, as a man, I feel compelled to vote yes, but honestly, no. Takes place at Christmas, no Christmas message. The YouTube live chat poll results for today. Thank you to everybody who came on. Over 200 votes, 228 votes right now. Never seen it, only 11% of us. And
Wow.
most of them are in this room.
Yeah.
Yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, 52%. No, 37%. So a majority of you say it is. Mark Reardon, up next.
Marry the sweetheart.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
Pajamagram's famous naturally nude pajamas are back. A very luxurious Christmas